What is going on, everybody? So, welcome to my post-game show for the Phillies and Diamondbacks game one of the NLCS. But before we get into it, if you guys new, make sure you hit that like button, also hit that subscribe button, make sure that notification bell. That being said, I think overall, obviously Phillies win 5-3. Quite honestly, I'd like to see a little bit more from this offense. No, and like I said, that's the only one thing I'm going to nitpick with this team. No, yes, you got the job done taking game one at home. Obviously, teed off on get Zach Allen, which that was one of the biggest key things that I wish I could have done a preview series with this. Um, and quite honestly, is the fact that I think look, Zach Allen is good, but it just seems to me, and that's the thing too. I mean, we've seen even and you look at the last series, you're some of these number one guys, Spencer Strider had a hard time pitching in the at Philly, no less, but that being said, yeah, so the Phillies take game one 5-3. Now, yes, I mean, already teed up on Zach Gallen early with Schwarber getting it done, Harper getting it on the action, and same with Nick Castellanos. Nick in particular, who from a year ago had a very down year, and then has a really nice bounce back, and actually kind of feels like he's pretty much not human per se. I mean, already, um, quite honestly. And it's just the fact that, well, that's look. Let's see what Nick is doing right now this postseason. It's kind of unheard of. Right now, already four homers. What 3 homers at four? I think 3 homers in five. No, I think it's like 4 homers in five. No, I'm sorry. That's his fifth homer in 5 games. I'm an idiot. But yeah, which put the Phillies up 3-0 early. I mean, Turner got in the action with a couple of hits, went 2 for 4 with a run scored. Obviously, probably later in, obviously, probably after the fifth, I would say. I think after the fifth, and that's where the offense decided to, I guess you could say, went cold, so to speak. I mean, from innings 6 through 8, we we got some guys on, just couldn't bring them over. And quite honestly, we could have blown this team out if we had the opportunity. And obviously, the bullpen. Now, yes, some parts of the bullpen was a little bit shaky. Seranthony Dominguez, quite honestly, I've it's getting to the point where these inconsistencies with him is starting to really piss me off. And I'm not saying that as facetiously. His inconsistencies at times really do hurt this team, and you saw it in the regular season as well. This is the reason why I really hope Thompson realizes you can't use this guy in high leverage spots. Like literally, if you already walked Walker, and the fact that you had to have Jose Alvarado come pick up the mess that let's be real, Seranthony should not have left on, and that's the case. I don't know what's with Seranthony, man, and I don't know. But hey, like I said, we got the job done. Even though second half of this game wasn't very pretty, I would say from the pitching side, the pitching aspect. Um, like I said, I'm not really going to make a big fuss about it. Now, yes, if we say we blew the lead, yeah, that's a whole different conversation to be had its entirety. Like I said, Brandon Marsh did his thing. Now, yes, not really great with the bat tonight. Overall went 1 for 3. Rojas overall 1 for 4. Finally got the first hit of the postseason. Yeah, it's just seems like Schwarber, Harper. Now, the couple things I want to point out here, obviously, I do have the box score up as well, is Bohm and Stott. Both offensively, pretty much MIA, pretty much. I mean, Bohm has put on some good swings tonight to the point where, yeah, I mean, you line them out to the infielders, but just unfortunately can't really catch a break. And he's been kind of overall so far in the postseason hit a $167, and it's getting to the point where it's well, let's bro. I've seen people already hating on Alec Bohm for that many multitude of reasons. Obviously, mostly on the defensive end. Defensively, he was actually pretty fine. Defensively, like I said, he was pretty fine. Like I said, there's really not much to really say say any negatives, but the one glaring, I would say, quote unquote negative is probably Sir Anthony Dominguez. Is for me, if I was kind of the manager in that kind of situation, I would have went with Hoffman at that point because I feel like Hoffman's at times is my better option in terms of high leverage spots. Now, yes, he has that one bad outing, which I think need to get over. Some people need to get over with. But I would rather have put faith in Hoffman in the 7th, Alvarado in the 8th, and then maybe even put Soto in the 7th if that was the case. And yeah, quite honestly, it's been oh no. But yeah, so I'm gonna have I think me and my buddy I'm gonna have my buddy on in just a moment while I'm sending the link. But yeah, I think overall there's really not much to nitpick in terms of the negatives. And quite honestly, I've liked what I've seen. I've liked what I've seen. Um, no, like I said, the offense, did what they normally would do, and yes, and obviously you had the home crowd behind them, which is fantastic to see. But yeah, I mean, and yeah, shout out to Arcu. You ain't kidding. You ain't kidding. Like I said, we'll not really going to touch much on that. We'll talk more on that in terms of the All Star Sports Show this week, which is going to be interesting to talk about, especially for the MLB whole season in general as a whole. I guess you could say. And yeah, I mean, there are times. I think overall, Wheeler again have another solid outing. Now, would have been nice to have. Now, yes, I know if Thompson would have kept him in another inning. Yeah, that would have been an idea. But speaking of Tyler, let me change the overlay to ready. Oh, there we go. And once we gets him in there.
What is up, y'all? What is up? Oh man.
Yeah. A little bit dicey than I would have anticipated, but hey, a win's a win.
Kimbrel, you're gonna have to issue your fans Bayer after that one. Good lord. Oh my
Yeah, that is
god.
true. Yeah, but in the end, but like I said, like I talked about it too. Yeah, Schwarber getting off, and you could tell in the last series with Schwarber, like you could tell his timing was getting close,
Bro
and
fucking first fucking pitch.
that's like, yeah, like do you really see? And that's the thing too. If I'm an opposing pitcher, it's like, yeah, do you really want to throw a first pitch fastball to Schwarber? Because boy, the Padres learned that the hard way last year. It was
Bro
kind of
fucking ambushed them. Dude, bro freaking ambushed them too. But yeah, it's like but I could tell after Schwarber's home run that this game was gonna be good for Philly.
mm-hmm.
They
Yeah,
were gonna
yeah.
be good.
I mean,
But
Turner with a sharp line out to right. Honestly, on a really good piece of hitting too, but just unfortunate line out. But then you had Harper, who's not watched the Braves series. Yeah,
he took the ball out too, man. He took the ball out too. But yeah, that was like one of those things where it was just like you could tell this team was gonna be on fire, and they were.
and that puts up the 2-0. That's his 4th homer of the postseason. And then superhuman Nick Castellanos gets on the freaking action.
He's on, dude. Somebody on my
So,
Facebook said it right. He's on a fucking revenge tour,
rightfully so. I mean,
and
shit.
he is hitting bombs left, right, and center.
Yeah, I mean, he's already
Like,
had 5 homers in 3 freaking games so far.
it's it's awesome. It's like awesome to see that from him. But now let's get to the later innings because after like it was like 5-0, they stopped scoring for
Yeah,
whatever
it was
reason.
from inning 6 through 8 is where there was 3 goose
Six
eggs.
6 through 9, we hit a lull, or we just could not do
Yeah,
anything. But it was okay because the pitching kept us alive
well,
there. But
at this point, I'm sorry. I'm one of those people. I'm one of those sticklers. The fact that Sir Anthony at times is very hard to trust in high leverage spots. I'm
dude,
sorry.
dude, here's the thing though. Tonight proved that. Tonight proved he didn't have what it took.
And
They took and Skipper took him out at the right time. Like, dude, you don't have it tonight. They're out of here.
I mean,
And he put in Alvarado, and Alvarado managed to shut the door. So
see, and that's the thing too. Like,
that
see,
inning.
I would have gone with either Hoffman or Alvarado in that situation, basing what you were going
See,
against.
I'm a sticker with Hoffman though too. Because look at
Yeah, true.
the Atlanta. Look at the Atlanta game. They were up 4-1 or 4-3. 2-run homer. We lost the game. But that's the thing though. Like, some pitchers in this bullpen we can't trust, and it sucks. Because going into, if we make it to the World Series, what the hell are we going to do in a 7-game series?
That's pretty much true. And obviously, Wheeler, I'm sorry, I think he's really turned out to probably one of the best signings that the Phillies have did in terms of the pitching side of things.
That's what the announcers were saying. They were like, this may be the best signing that they've gotten.
Yeah, it really is. And
other than Harper, this would be the best signing they have gotten. And it's true. It is true.
And look at the rest of the lineup in terms of the Phillies. Right now, the glaring holes I see is Bohm and Stott, unfortunately, offensively.
They've been relatively quiet, and you can see the frustration in Bohm, where he can't, like, he's like, dude, I can't buy a hit, and he gets frustrated.
Yeah, and
now here's the thing. Here's the thing with Bohm. For me, I think it's a mental thing he has to work through.
Exactly.
You need to like clear your head. You didn't do good one at bat, whatever. Put down the back burner or wherever you mirror and just play your game.
I mean,
now defensively, he is not a liability.
Nah,
he is great. He's great. Also, Stott is too, and it's awesome. But they're just in their head right now. They got to get out of their head.
I mean, yeah. I mean, right now that's the only glaring spot. I mean, Rojas. I'm pretty sure he's got to get that game ball his first hit of the postseason. Now, yeah. But overall, as a team, we struck. Yeah, I mean, look, we actually did cut. I'm very surprised we cut out the strikeouts because before we were striking out 10, sometimes 10 to 12 times a game. Tonight we only struck out 4 times team, but we walked 3 times as a team. Compared to the Diamondbacks,
the only outs we've been getting in this game that amount to nothing were just ground ball outs. We were making contact; it just wasn't going through.
Sometimes in the air. I mean, Turner had a fly
sometimes, out. Yeah, it was sometimes in the air or it wasn't going through. It was a ground out. It happens, but that's the thing. And with the Diamondbacks, they've been strike. Oh my god, I lost count how many times they struck out.
10 times as a team. If you're counting
10 times. 10 times.
So 10 strikeouts to 2 walks as a team.
10 strikeouts to 4 strikeouts. Who's going to win that game? Who's going to win that game? It's going to be us. 9 times out of 10.
Because, I mean, think about it. The biggest key that I've seen of the pregame show was to tack on super early on Gallen. And boy, did we ever do that.
Yeah, we did that. We put up a 5. We put up a 5 burger against them. We
kind of sinks it to South, even though to really do that to a South Jersey kid is that's really unfortunate.
Your own favorite team did that to you. I'm sorry, bro.
That game, we actually had 2. Yeah, the Diamondbacks too. Christian Walker's also a Phillies fan because he's from Norristown, PA.
I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, I mean, as a team, right now the 2 solid hitters that the Diamondbacks have is Carol Marte, and I guess you could probably put Pham in there. He's already hitting slashing 269 with a 269 batting average. Then you got Walker at 250, Gabriel Moreno at 211, Gurriel Jr. 200, Alec Thompson at $190, and Longoria, which is kind of funny. 15 years later, he'll be back playing in the city.
I was gonna make that talking point amongst my family, and I just forgot about it. I was gonna give him like a fun fact and like, did you know this is their first time? Evan Longoria and the Phillies have met for the first time in the playoffs since 2008.
Yeah, which is crazy. Since his rookie season, almost 15 years later, and boy, and well,
15 years later, that happens again. Like, what the hell?
I mean, you could, like I said, you really can't script that any better than or write that any better.
You
And,
can't.
and
You
as they
can't
showed on
script
the
anything.
broadcast, which was crazy, the fact that the Phillies put almost the same identical numbers they did the year prior in the postseason, it's like, damn. But obviously, yeah, the record was a little
It's
bit
like a
better.
movie, dude. It's like a fucking movie right
It's
now.
like, damn. Are we
Like,
really?
dude.
It's like, are we back in 2022? This time with a better offense and better pitching? And that's what I
Uh,
think. That's what it also it has been. I mean, our first three guys. I mean, look, as much as I know we give a lot of crap for obvious reasons, but he has been very crucial in this postseason. If
oh,
you're
for
gonna
sure, man. For sure. He's been very crucial. And
and the fact
we've gave for throughout the entire season we have given him a lot
not
of shit.
and rightfully and sometimes rightfully so, and sometimes
And
it's
it was to the point where me and you were like, he doesn't deserve that extension. Like
but ever
halfway
since
through
he's
the
been
season. And it's like or the majority way through the season into like September.
I was like,
It's
oh
like
boy.
he doesn't deserve the extension.
It's
And
like, because we originally were thought, oh boy, here we go again. But he actually had a solid September, which
yeah,
was
he
very
woke up in
surprising.
September and then in the playoffs too. The
Boy,
Diaz or the wild card, he was fucking lights out.
DS was, oh
Yes, he was
boy.
crazy too.
And now we're going to get him tomorrow night. Fuck, now. But yeah, we're going to get him tomorrow night with Merrill Kelly. And to be quite honest, to Diamondbacks fans, yeah, I will say the second half of the game, you could notice that the strike zone was starting to expand a little bit after the eighth inning. You could see where it's like, yeah, I'm not really going to make excuses, but you could obviously tell on both sides that the
Here's
strike
the
zone was going
thing.
to.
But here's the thing, though. It didn't just expand on us. It expanded on them too.
Yeah,
Because
that's what I'm saying. They expanded on both teams.
one of the pitches that Sir Anthony threw, that was a strike, should have been a ball by a mile.
Yeah,
I'm like, that was bad. But me and mom kind of looked at each other, and my mom goes, "I don't care if it was a ball. That was a ball, but it was called a strike, so it's a strike."
now, the one thing,
Yeah.
see, the thing with Sir Anthony is, I don't think it's not his confidence, but he just have a tendency to overthrow a lot of pitches. Like, you got the velocity. Stop trying too hard, damn it. That's all it is. Get out of your head. Well, no,
Yep.
I'm not saying much, but just don't let the pressure get to you because we know how good you can be. Look at yourself last year. You were fucking nasty. Just like you've been in this situation before. Stop trying too hard. And
Yeah. He's trying way too hard. He's overthrowing the ball, and it's just missing.
And a lot of times, even though he may not be the most trustworthy, a lot of times it never comes back to bite us, which is the knocking on wood, so to speak. And that's the thing too, and that's why I really like this bullpen. Like, if one guy struggles, we have like 4 or 5 other guys to pick each other up. Because
Yeah,
yeah, last year
If Hoffman struggles, we've got Alvarado
Alvarado or Ryan Kirkering, boy, that
or
kid's gonna be something.
Ryan Kirkering. Um, if Sir Anthony struggles, we got Kimbrel, even though he's a heart attack waiting to
Oh,
goddamn happen.
Jesus, I'm gonna need a. Funny enough, I took a couple of bears after that. I was like, damn.
Do you know what I did? Do you know what I did after that?
Because
Do you know what I did after that? I freaking drunk.
like literally, I had to do this to check my pulse because my heart was legitimately was fucking racing.
I was sweating.
It's
I
like
was in
boom,
like a
boom, boom.
cold sweat. I'm
It's
leaning
like
up like this, like, dude, don't blow it.
yeah, that's it. See, that's the crazy part. It's like we're both like we were up in like cold sweats. It's like, but hey, it just never gets. It's like Philly sports. They just doesn't get easy with us. I don't know why. Even with this team, as good as they are, they just somehow never make it easy. Well, they should put up double-digit runs, but that's besides the point. But I mean, Kimbrel got the job done, and yes, I mean he had this bit of, and yeah, look, Kimbrel has not been great, but he's been solid. I'll give him that.
Kimbrel can at times. It's like he doesn't like. He loses his way a little bit.
It really does.
But the thing is, the announcers are saying he's done this his entire career. It's like certain parts of like the lineup, he just loses it, But then he finds a way to bring it back. He did it for the Braves too. He
Yeah.
lost it a little bit. He lost his luster a little bit. Then he found it. He did it again years later. Lost his touch, but then he found it. He's doing it again this year.
And
Lost his
what I've
touch,
really
then he
noticed
found it.
about from last year up till now, like the defense has been a lot better than what it once was. Because what was the biggest besides our bullpen being atrocious, but that's what the one point. But the one weakness I've seen people had us against, or especially last year, is like, our defense. Like people said, our defense was going to be terrible last year, and throughout the entire 2022 season. And at times, it really did show at times.
Here's
But
the thing. They're the way that they're doing this, I think, is a work of like complete genius.
and that's going to credit to Bobby Dickerson because I mean,
It's
for those who
like
remember,
he's positioning these players for their strengths.
and
He's hiding their weaknesses by their positioning on the field.
Absolutely, and what's kind of crazy too, I mean, at times our defense has let us down, but it really hasn't to the point where put up like 3-4 errors a game. It's usually sometimes 0 to 1 in that range. No, yes, even today
there was a rare 3-error game early last year. That was like one time.
Yeah,
and there was a rare 2-error game in the playoffs this year.
Yeah, and funny enough, and even those were lost, or the 2-error game, it stung a little bit, but I had a feeling I feel like we seen this song and dance before. Because I feel like we did purposely try to drop that game and go right back to Philly. For whatever reason, that's just where my gut feeling was, or my gut was telling
I'm
me.
thinking the same thing because it was eerily the same way we won against the Braves last year, and it was.
Yeah. And well, boy, funny enough,
Eerily the same, and it ended up like that. Now, the only difference here is now we're playing the Diamondbacks. We don't know how they'll fare this series, if it's going to be super competitive or it goes all 5 or all
it's a 7-game series.
Well, if it goes all 7,
I mean, because right now we have to at least win 4. Because right now we took because first two are.
I know how it works, but if it goes all 7, if it goes 6, if it goes 5, you don't know.
You really don't.
You do not know. But that's the thing. What can they do tomorrow? Take it a game at a time, and we should be okay. That's the thing.
You got Nola going, who has pitched really well at home. I mean, we've seen it. And obviously we have Wheeler and Nola actually now being more accustomed to pitching the postseason because before they were just so inexperienced. You could tell last year they were super inexperienced.
Wheeler wasn't really inexperienced because he had been there before.
Yeah,
he had been in the playoffs with the Mets. He had been there. But Nola, I forgave him for that, giving up 5 runs against the Astros.
Yeah, I mean,
because he was never in the World Series.
Nah,
He'd never been there. He felt a lot of goddamn pressure. He must have felt a lot of goddamn pressure.
It's not just by that entire team, because remember, no one had us going to the World Series. Quite honestly,
I didn't even have us going to the World Series. You didn't even have us going to the World Series. We said this before on countless streams.
I actually had us because what's funny about that. No, okay, who we did because last year? No, because we had
dude. We said this on countless streams. I had them losing to the Cardinals. You had them losing to the Braves.
And because I think because the Braves were in the championships. No, that was the divisional series. Who did the championship series last year?
No, wait, was it the Mets or who do we play in the divisional series?
Oh crap!
Fuck, who we play?
Oh my lordy!
We did play the Braves in the divisional series because we went on to play the Padres in the championship series.
That's who it is. That's who they are. Yeah, before and that's probably they fucked up with.
But here's the thing though, I had them losing in 2 wild card both games.
I mean, like I said, kind of compare and contrast, but tonight and last year. Yeah, I mean the Braves. Yeah, we did the exact same thing.
But this year was a lot different in my eyes. Because I knew what they could do last year. I'm like, all right.
And obviously, at the same time, this is what the Braves.
I was sitting here. I'm like, okay, we can beat. We can beat the Marlins. We beat them we kicked our ass.
And
then we took the Braves out in 5. So, and I knew
Actually,
we'd
take him
do
at the
that too.
4.
Or 4. We took him out in 4.
And what's crazy about what you said about that, because compared to last year to this year, the Braves this year were at their 100% healthiest, and they still couldn't do anything.
They could not do shit against us
For
this
a
year.
team that,
But
yeah, and look, I'll give the Diamondbacks credit for being scrappy as they are, but I just feel like they're inexperienced because this is the first time they've been back in the championship series since 2007.
yeah,
Good Lord. Now I'm old now.
and this is the first time, and I feel like Evan Longoria, compared to 2008 Longoria, has lost a step. Let's be honest.
Yeah, but you
And
really
I
can't
get
blame.
it. He's older. It's been 15 years since he saw us in the playoffs.
Yeah,
But
which
like
is
2008 Longoria compared to now, he lost a step.
yeah, you could tell.
You can tell.
And yeah, I mean that goes with aging over time, the last decade
Yeah.
plus, and seeing some of these guys as well. Corbin Carroll, I mean, look, definitely rookie of the year in my eyes. But really, if you look at this lineup, not the one who has any experience is Longoria. If I'm going to completely
Yeah, and
honest.
now I was going into this nervous. I'm like, oh, they're pretty deep with the lineup. They've been looking very good throughout the divisional series. They were looking very good. They sweep the Dodgers.
Boy, that was
Now I think the Dodgers were just bad. They were just bad.
I mean, the only quote unquote good year they had was their quote unquote
Yeah.
Mickey Mouse ring in the
Yeah,
bubble.
now I'm just thinking. Now I'm just thinking. Yeah, they're just bad now.
I mean, yeah, 4
Because
seasons, 100 plus wins, and yet you can't
you
get out
get
of the
swept
first.
by the Diamondbacks. And here's the thing. I thought the Diamondbacks were just good, so I was nervous going into this series. So I'm thinking, oh shit.
But knowing that
But
we've
knowing
actually,
now what I know, now after this game, we can take them.
I mean,
We
so
can take
far, I mean, now, yes, I know Gallen in the regular season we had a hard time hitting him, but as we started playing this because we own the tiebreaker 4-3, the season series 4-3 against them.
Yeah,
And
you were trying to tell me that countless times. I'm like, dude, I don't know about this. But like, dude, we own the tiebreaker 4-3. I'm like, okay.
Obviously, we
But
figure
then,
out the tendencies with Zach Gallen, and as you could tell, his stuff is flat. Let's be it's like just here, just hit it.
on.
Really, a high fastball, Bryce Harper. Yeah, that was a mistake waiting to happen.
Bro,
Holy,
you had freaking Schwarber ambush you first pitch.
that's like damn.
Literally the first pitch of the game. Boom, gone. The fuck?
And then you had Harper
Let
getting
me
on top of
breathe.
you, and then you had Nick Castellanos, who for some reason is on a whole nother freaking level.
Bro, I'm convinced the bro's juicing at this point. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it really is. And well, and like I said, I'm kind of impressed. I'm kind of proud the Diamondbacks actually made the postseason, but I really do think, and I even said this too, no disrespect to the Diamondbacks, but I do think their inexperience is going to somewhat bite them in the ass. And that's no
and I'm gonna say it right now. I don't think we'll sweep them. I think they'll take a game.
Which I do think. I think that loss him. I would say I think we. If I'm going to say this too, I'm going to say I'm going to predict we're going to lose Game 3. That's going to be in Arizona.
Yeah, I think we'll lose around Game 3. We'll lose Game 3, and then we'll bounce back, win Game 4, and then Game 5.
Yeah, and have it at 5, and move on.
Move on to the World Series, and now
I mean, it's the way it looks. If it's the way it's
now,
looking,
here's my question. Here's my question for you. I've been pondering this question. Who do you want to play in the World Series? The Rangers or the Astros?
I'm going to say the Rangers because the Astros, they don't look strong. They're not looking that impressive. I'm sorry. Sorry, Astros fans, but I'm not even intimidated.
But here's the thing, though. I kind of want to play the Astros because of that.
That's true.
I don't want to play a strong team and then lose a second straight World Series. I don't want to do that. I want to have, I want to see this team succeed, win a World Series for the first time since 2008.
Jeez, that'd be yeah. Do you know here? And see, funny you mention that too. If we say hypothetically win a World Series, could you imagine how pissed off like the Braves fans going to be? Mets fans, probably Yankees fans are probably going to be pissed too. You're going to piss off 3 freaking
Braves fans will be pissed because they are like, that should have been ours. My God, that should have been ours. The Mets was like, oh, we have the highest payroll, and if we
Yo,
were better, we would have kicked your ass in the playoffs. Yeah, right.
uh, yeah, you still probably
I think freaking not. The Yankees. Oh, that should have been ours, but we were hurt. Like, bro.
yeah. What's funny about that is even Harper and boy, it's funny to see people from WFAN, which is the New York radio station, already getting pissed because
Oh, we should have took Harper. We should have took Harper. Shut the fuck up.
I just laugh at it because it's like look, blame Cashman for that BS. But
Blame
hey,
Cashman for a lot of his BS. Like, don't attack us for taking Harper.
and
At least
obviously,
at least we had a GM that was halfway smart until we fired his ass because he was only halfway smart.
yeah, and then we actually had an owner actually was willing to spend the money to actually get this team to where we need to be. And even Middleton himself, even though, like I said, I'm tired knows me better than anybody, like how critical I've been of John Middleton, the owner
Bro,
of,
we were both dogging him.
but knowing that he's
And
willing to do
bro,
everything,
in 2021, we were dogging the shit out of
it's like
him, bro.
spending money, damn it,
Spend the fucking money. We're
because the
halfway through the
potential is
season
there
and we
to be a
suck.
World Series contender. And
And then we
going
spend the
in,
money. Then we spend money. Turns out Girardi was a problem the entire time.
yeah,
We get Thompson. He completely fixes the damn team.
2 years in a
Like it's
row, might I
two
add.
years, 2 years in a row.
Well, actually, yeah. Now that I think about it, yeah, 2 years
Yeah.
in a row. Because let's bro that first half. Yeah, I'm
And
ready.
and here's a fun stat for you, Rob. Do you know the last time we went to back NLCSs or
2008,
played in back to
2009.
back? Nope, 2009, 2010.
Oh shit! Yeah, god damn it, damn it, Tyler, you're gonna make me feel old now. God damn it.
I felt old when that stat dropped earlier today. This would be the first time the Phillies playing a back to back NLCS since 2009 and 10.
Like damn, you really have to make
Bro, I
most of
was
us
in
feel
junior
old.
fucking high. Dude, I was in junior fucking high when that happened. I'm an adult now. The fuck?
And yeah, and honestly, from what I've seen from the Astros when I looked into the two games, yeah, boy, they stink offensively. I think what a
Bro,
game overall with a 1 for 9 and runners in scoring position. They had a
bro,
couple,
I watched game one. I'm like, something is off because they look so goddamn
and
anemic.
Justin Verlander, yeah, you could see his age is finally catching up to him. Like he's not throwing 95, 96 like he used to.
We already figured that out when he was stinking it up in New York. That was the
And
thing. We've already found that out.
Framber doesn't
And then he makes a speech. Oh, we're rah, we won a division. Like you did something.
like you barely.
You barely even were there.
Honestly, you gotta thank the Texas Rangers for collapsing as crazy as they did for you to win the division. Because honestly, like I said, I think Texas had a golden opportunity to win the division. If I'm going to be completely honest,
And honestly, if they didn't win the division, I honestly think that the Astros would probably lose in the wild card
yeah. Which when you're
because
ready,
this lineup, for some reason, I don't like this lineup this year. I don't. You should
and
not
what's
be looking anemic to a second place team.
and the fact that yeah, they lost 5-4 in game two.
Now it was better. It was better than last game, but you're down 0-2 now.
Going on RC, but yeah, Tyler, to pick up back off of that is the fact that really when you said we could see the Astros losing
What's
the
up,
wild.
RC?
The thought about that would shock a lot of people for a team that won the World Series last year and somehow lose out early in the postseason. That's
Here's the
yeah.
thing: I don't think we had a repeat winner in a while.
Since
That's
what?
the thing.
Since the Yankees did it,
Since the Yankees in like 97, 98, I think.
somewhere around there.
Somewhere around that time. Or was it 98, 99?
I think it might have been 98, 99 if I'm not
I think it was
mistaken.
98, 99 when they won back-to-back World Series. But that's the thing. There hasn't been a back-to-back World Series champion since the 90s.
Well, speaking of which, I actually want to touch on that too. Framber
And I
Valdez
don't
does.
think, and RC, I don't think they're going to dump the Astros. I
I
don't
think the
think
Astros going to
Houston.
find a way to take scrap.
They're
I
not.
think they're going to
They're
take.
not losing, dude. Houston is not getting rid of the Astros. I feel like they're too much of a hot commodity still to leave.
And
Yes, it is.
not just that too,
And honestly, all of America is. We're sick of
but
it.
you have to.
You
The
know,
one thing you have to give them credit for is they have a blueprint of how to succeed in Major League Baseball, become a dynasty, what they are.
but
And
here's the thing. But here's the thing, though. They have that stain of 2017 on their back still.
that is true.
So, what blueprint is the blueprint that they had in 2017 when the success was tainted?
That is true. I mean, right
And I
now,
mean, now you can say they succeeded. Like 20 last year, they did not cheat. I can admit that. You can admit that they did not cheat last year.
and what's kind of funny when people talk about this, it's funny people say, "Oh, it's the first time they figure out cheating." You do realize cheating's been around in this baseball for over the last 150 some odd years. This game has been around.
And we're
It's not
not.
the,
Let's not get into that. Let's not get into that. I'm just
but
saying, like
but the
last year, they did
oh
not
yeah,
cheat.
oh absolutely.
There
But
was no cheating being done last
yeah,
year in that World
especially in this
Series.
game too, both
We
teams were
just fuck, dude. We just freaking sucked as a team,
we got gassed, plain and
and we
simple.
got we got gassed by like game what 3?
I think game 3 or game 4, somewhere around
I think it
there.
was game. Yeah, I think it was game 4.
After game 4, it's like, yeah, we knew this was over already. And honestly, I think it also sent the fact that World Series no hitter, I think in game 3, really took us out of it. That combined no really took us out of it.
That
Now,
no killed us, dude. That
I'm
no was
still, that
no.
still
That
leads us.
no was that no was that deciding factor of yup,
That
this
was
is
pretty
over.
much the figurative nail in the coffin. Now,
That's when we found out yup, this is over.
this is over. But looking at game 2, both teams that in that game were freaking horrible runners in scoring position. Texas were 3 for 14. Astros 0 for 6.
But here's the thing, though. They still found a way to score with runners in scoring position.
Yeah, I mean, when you have like guys like Altuve who went 0 for 5,
But when
Tucker,
when you're 0 for 3 for
oof.
14 sounds better than 0 for 6.
Now Texas was 3 for 14.
That's what I'm saying. 3 for 14 sounds better than 0 for 6.
Yeah,
Because 0 for 6 tells me you didn't score at all on
uh,
any of your chances. But 3 for 14, you scored on 3 of those chances.
over combined, there were 3 for 20 combined with runners in scoring position.
And the 3 came from Texas, not Houston.
And overall, 13 combined left on base. I mean, Valdez, boy, he does not really look the same. And that's not.
Yeah, it seems like his pitching has gotten flatter.
Like it's like I think he feels like he's a little bit gassed because I mean remember Houston threw him a lot, not just in the regular season last year, but look at the postseason. He threw a ton,
but that's the thing. They thought he could do it again this year.
Not really. I mean, he went 2 2/3 innings, scattered 7 hits, 5 runs, 4 of them earned, 1 walk, 6 Ks, but he can still get the strikeout. But overall. And scat up a homer and overall has a postseason ERA currently at 11.57.
Jesus fucking Christ. That's damn near you ain't getting that ball past anybody.
Evaldi, boy, I'm surprised how Boston let him walk. He went 6 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, 1 walk, 2 Ks.
The reason why Boston let him walk was they're in this like weird limbo of like trying to rebuild but also trying not to rebuild. At the same time, it's weird.
Yeah. But looking at game 2, when you look at the line from the lineup, Altuve 0 for 5, Tucker 0 for 4, Jose Abreu 0 for 3, Pena 0 for. What the hell happened to Pena? This is the bad case I've seen of a sophomore slip I've ever seen.
And honestly, my real question is, what the hell happened to Bregman?
Bregman's he is overall.
Like,
I mean, right now
the
your hottest hitters.
hell happened to him?
So your hottest hitters goes as Jordan, who pretty much did pretty much everything. He went 2 for 3 with 2 homers, or with a home run. So far, he's been pretty much the source of the offense. McCormick 1 for 4, but not really much doing for him. Brantley 2 for 3, but I mean also has an RBI. But it's bad enough you had Alvarez and Brantley in that game to carry, at least try to get you back in this game. When you have guys like Altuve,
you
Bregman,
have
Tucker,
3 players, dude. You have 3 players in that damn lineup trying to carry.
Yeah, Altuve.
There's 9 players in the damn lineup. 9. players in the lineup. You know, you have 3 players trying to freaking carry. That's an issue. And
I mean, look,
honestly, that's why I'm saying that Philly should be playing them as
because
opposed to the Texas Astros or the Texas
the Rangers.
Rangers, because that team looks deadly, and I feel like we'd have a tough time against them. And I want a World Series ring, damn it.
Yeah.
You know, I want
I
to
mean,
see
look,
that.
Altuve's hitting $160 on the postseason. Bregman 217. Tucker 091. Jose
Yeah,
Abreu
that's
and yeah, Maldonado. That's kind of obvious. He kind of stinks on offensively. And like I said, I'm not hate Maldonado. I think Maldonado has done. I think he has a really solid career. Even though offensively he is absolutely hot trash offensively.
God, bro.
But I really like what
Totally.
Maldonado brings to the Astros a little bit because defensively, I mean, then again,
Yeah,
you do have
defensively, he killed us last year. He killed us. But that's the thing. That's the thing, though. That was why I asked that question, because we know where the series lies between the Rangers and the Astros. The Astros are down 0-2. There's only 2 games left here.
yeah,
That the
and
that
two of
the
them
that
are
the Rangers have to win.
back at Global Lake Field, which
So now you're going in Texas's.
you're going
You're going in
into.
the Rangers territory.
Yeah, and the best case
So
scenario, I would say right now the best case scenario, if we're going to quickly preview this, if you somehow can take two games, because let's be real, Texas took 2 games on your home turf. If you can somehow wake the hell up and actually,
I would
you know,
say I would say honestly, I would split there. I would split and then
yeah,
I would win game 6, force a game 7.
I do think this is going 7 games, and if it does, the best case, I'm not saying this best case scenario, but the best case scenario, if the Astros, you're going to really gas out the Texas Rangers, because right now the obviously we all know where the weakness is in the bullpen. The bullpen has been sketchy, sketchy at best for the Texas Rangers, because we saw in the regular season of how many games they.
See, but then again, we had a tough time with the Diamondbacks in the regular season, but we killed them
Yeah,
here because of the bullpen. I think we could take the Texas Rangers.
I do think so as
Thinking
well.
about it, I think we could take the Texas Rangers. But if Houston, if you want to win this series, you got to either split
Or at least
the
take, or
next
best case
2,
scenario, take 2
or
on their home
best case
turf
scenario, you take both games,
and
because
force a game 5. And that's
you
back
make
in
those
Houston.
like that's the thing. You make those fans. If you're the Houston Astros, you make those fans quiet.
You're or the Rangers fans, because games 3 and 4 are in.
I know,
Are
I know. You make those fans quiet,
oh
Astros.
yeah,
You make them
because
quiet. You go home tied 2-2. You
because
win that one,
and
and then
yeah,
you and then wait. Will the game 7 be in Astros?
I think Game 7 will be in Houston, because remember
Okay,
Houston has the home
so
field advantage in terms of the American
so
League.
you will have 6 and 7 at home if you win the 2
No,
games.
wait, I think I could be wrong. I think it might be in. Let me check. Let me double check on that, because I'm not looking
If
at far.
if both games are at home, ideally you should take both games. Ideally, but
Yeah, game 3
that's
right now. Yeah, games 3 and 4 are in Texas or Arlington, but game oh yeah, that's right, Texas does have a home field, so games 5. Oof, yeah, yeah, okay, so 4 and 5 are at home for Texas. 6 and 7, I think 6 and 7 are.
see. Here's the thing, RC,
I'm,
with the Phillies. You can. I mean, this team can afford to split. This team can afford to split,
I
and
mean,
then
it
we
somehow
can,
works for us.
because it somehow works for us. So it's either splitting or staying ahead. That's the only 2 ways we can win here. If we somehow lose 2 games in a row, you know, and
Yeah,
go down 2-1, we got issues here. But
yeah,
if we win both games, if we win tomorrow, dude, sky's the freaking limit at that
because
point.
right now, I mean, as the saying says, you or as we know, once you go down 2 in the postseason, you're pretty much quote unquote backs against the wall, and that's where the Diamondbacks they do not want to have that. But
you don't want to be
knowing,
there. You do not want to
especially
be
knowing
there,
the first 2
and
games are in Philly, that's going to be a hard thing
you
to.
don't want to be there.
And
And then you go home for Game 3, I think.
yeah, actually, the Diamondbacks go home for games 3 and 4.
So they would have to win Game 3 and 4 at their home turf. But I think ideally you need to take both games. Take
No, I'm
both
sorry, 4
games.
and no, yeah. So Diamondbacks have 3, 4, and 5 at home, while we have 6 and 7. So
Honestly, I think we should sweep.
if we sweep them, boy, as
Go stay, get our fans hyped for a 2-0 start to this series, and then go to Arizona and shut their fans up.
and boy,
That's
I
how
really
I
feel
think.
bad for
That's
my.
how I think. But here's the thing: if we take one of those games, take the next 2.
You really have to. It's that simple. But like I said, if Troy Lavilla somehow finds a way to mess everything up for Arizona, which we have seen. Not like I know the regular season doesn't really mean much, but I think the Phillies have enough tape on the Diamondbacks. And yeah, and Torey Villa has made, I guess you could say, some questionable decisions at times. And if he does somehow, let's say hypothetically, he pulls that, the Phillies are not going to capitalize on those mistakes. And yeah, Guillermo Moreno, quite honestly, in this postseason, I don't think he was that impressive. I would say, even tonight, I didn't really think he was that impressive. And it just seems like some of these guys, most of these guys, besides Corbin Carroll, and who else? I mean, had a broken back, brace hit, but that's pretty much about it. Wheeler just did what he normally does, a shove.
Bro, and here's the thing: it makes me laugh every time. He like works you on the corners, but then he throws a fucking fastball down the middle and they
In the
miss.
middle, it just you got nothing to do
I'm
with
like,
it.
holy, and it makes me laugh every damn time when it happens.
Man, that's unfair, dude. That's just
Like
toying with it.
he just fucking kills you with a fastball down the middle for strike 3. Like dude.
It really does, and that's what and but yeah, and that's the thing too. Like at times, yeah, and that's the first time we actually won a Wheeler postseason start, especially this year. No, I'm wrong. This is our second behind Wheeler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
remember, we started in LDS.
yeah, that's true.
And the wild card.
Well, actually, no, we swept the wild card. Miami had no
Oh
freaking
wait,
chance.
yeah, he didn't even have a chance because Suarez started game 2.
No, that was Nola who shoved in game 2, and we won
Oh wait, Suarez started
7-1.
game 1, right?
Yeah, Wheeler was game 1.
Suarez started game 1 and Nola started game 2. They didn't even have a chance.
Boy,
You didn't even have a chance to start Wheeler. So yeah, he started in the DS. He dominated the DS. Now he's dominating the CS.
I
It's
mean,
like,
right now, the dude is. I mean, it's kind of crazy that ever since he's come to Philly in terms of the postseason, he's put up some very solid numbers.
do you know what's
Overall,
even crazier? And they mentioned this on the broadcast. For 5 years, 5 years before he came to Philly, he was always hurt.
yeah.
Comes to Philly, 3 straight goddamn years not hurt. Comes in 2020, not hurt. Comes in 2021, not hurt. 2022, not hurt. Actually, no, 2021, 2022, not hurt. 2023, not hurt.
I mean, yeah.
Like, he comes in, he's not hurt all of a sudden. But that's just part of the conditioning that they have in Philly. Great job there. But
So so he started game 1 of the wild card, went 6 in the third, 4 Ks, and we went and we won. He unfortunately got no. That was against the Cardinals, and unfortunately, it sucks to be the Cardinals because we broke y'all. And
we broke 2 teams in that playoff.
Now this year we actually did kind of break the Marlins a little bit because they did lose their GM key. Their they're not bringing back their GM for another year, so that's going to be interesting to
Well,
watch.
hopefully, if this next GM is good, then they're not broken. But if he blows it up,
Even the division series, yeah, 0-1 with a 4.50 ERA, and the game started. Went 6 innings, four hits, 2 runs, and 1 strikeout, pretty much. But I was overall in his postseason, he is 5-1 in the postseason as a
yeah,
Philadelphia.
that one loss coming in the World Series, that one loss.
Unfortunately,
But that happens, man. You know, he had
but
never
overall,
he hadn't been in the World Series since 2015.
he's 3-3. He got an even 500 record in the postseason. I mean, in Atlanta, game one, went 6 1/3, 10 Ks. And well, yeah, even though, but yeah, he also did start game one against the wild card. Went 1-0 with a 1.35 ERA, 6 2/3, 5 hits, 1 run, 8 Ks. Do you think?
The man's been dominant. Like
uh,
let's, I don't even want to
instead
hear
of a
any
straight,
more
oh
stats,
boy,
dude. I don't even want to hear any more stats,
this is
right,
crazy.
bro. I don't want to hear any more stats because I know how dominant this motherfucker is.
Dude, how much you want to bet he's going to have a 100 career postseason strikeouts? Because right now he's sitting at 59. Right now,
Oh, no, dude. He is hitting that shit.
I think he's getting. I'm taking the over.
Give it a few years, man. He's gonna hit the over. And guess what? If you bet on all the bets, literally all the bets that Philly had, you hit.
Exactly.
Congratulations on every
worse.
single bet that you had. Like Philly, if you had Philly over, if you had Harper over, those overs that hit tonight, congratulations.
And that's the thing too. Yes, we all know how the ticket prices were for tonight's game, which is no surprise.
Honestly, I'm shocked when seeing that crowd and knowing that it was a sold out crowd. I'm like, how in the world do you people even get tickets?
You never know with some of these shops nowadays. But then again, postseason Philly is a whole different feeling. You know, it's
dude. Every dude, you know what makes me laugh though about Philly fans is the fact when stock comes out to bet and they're just singing that fucking song.
Yeah, which is crazy.
I'm like, dude, I get it. The song's catchy. You listen to the full thing and you're dancing your freaking ass off.
Yeah.
Like it's a catchy song, so I get it. I get it, man. I get it. But yeah, it's like, and also, they chanted something early in the game, but it was like inaudible. What were they chanting?
I don't know. For some reason, if I had to
it was like, I thought it was asshole.
That's what I. That's what I was originally thinking.
But then I'm like, wait, it doesn't even sound like asshole. What are they even saying?
I don't know,
it was weird.
But like we say, if you go to a postseason game in Philly, you know that shit. That is loud. Trust me, I should know.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something right now. If you live where my buddy lives, you will be able to hear it and feel it.
Oh yeah.
If you live in Philly, if you live close to the damn stadium, you will be able to hear it and feel it from 2 blocks away.
And
maybe even 3.
I know how loud it can get because trust me, I've been to one postseason game. It was back in 2009.
Bro, I might have needed like fucking ear. I probably would have needed.
Oh yeah, trust me, literally, I had to wait till like a day in order to get my hearing back because it was loud. I couldn't even hear myself think. And it's so loud enough to the point you can actually feel the concrete vibrate. How loud Citizens Bank Park can be.
And the thing is, there's like somebody who sits in the stands and has like a decibel reader out.
Yeah,
it gets so high that decibels are dangerously high.
Yeah, because it pretty much feels like a damn earthquake.
No, it's not like the seismic thing. It's the decibels, the hearing thing.
Oh,
how loud it is.
I really hope
the decibels are so high that it's like you might lose hearing.
It really is.
For a while. For a while, you'll lose hearing. But from down the street, that's where the seismic activity is. Because last year, there was an earthquake because the crowd cheered so loud.
Mm-hmm.
There's an earthquake in Philly and Jersey. Like, it was crazy. It was crazy to watch that on TV. It doesn't even do it justice.
No, it really doesn't. I mean, like I said, if you go to, like post it, like if you watch from TV, yeah, it's nice and all, but it does not compare to the actual experience you had to go for yourself.
And the thing is, screw you, screw you, Phillies. Want to know why?
Shoot.
The only year that I had a chance to go to a playoff game and I never got to go was 2010 and 2011. What happened after that? 10
We
years
suck.
of disappointment. And then after I moved, you're all of a sudden in the playoffs again? What the hell?
And yeah, and obviously, trust me, I busted Tyler's chops about this. It's like, dude, you're such a bad luck on this team.
And dude, I'm telling you this right now, and this is still in play. The last time the Phillies won the World Series, I wasn't even in Jersey yet.
Neither have I.
I was in freaking South freaking Carolina last time I won that shit.
And that's crazy about it, because we actually saw that.
If they win it again, I'm in Rhode fucking Island. I ain't even in Jersey or Philly.
But it'd be interesting because if they do win it, I'll be here. Be here in Jersey.
And then if it'll be interesting for me because history fucking repeated itself, kind of.
But like I said, now yes, did we want to see let's bro? I know let's bro. I know a lot of people don't like blowouts in playoffs, but in terms of baseball, absolutely, it's the one way to see. No,
honestly, I'll take a heart attack game. I'll take the game tonight.
Boy,
I would take the game tonight over a blowout game.
Yeah, that's true.
Because honestly, when we were like winning against the Braves, it was like 10-2. I'm just like this.
Boring.
I'm bored. I'm like yawning like half the stream. I was bored out of my
no, we didn't even stream that game, which is the crazy part. We never streamed.
Yeah, I was just yawning, and I'm like this because I'm bored. I'm like, we already won this damn game. Get it over with. It was like,
dude, you were bored out of your freaking mind.
Game 3?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we put a 10 run in, or yeah, we put.
Yeah, we were streaming that game.
Game 2. We were streaming game 2.
Was that the 10-2 game? Oh.
No, that's what we. No, 10-2 was game 3. Remember, we streamed game 2 where the Phillies blew a 5-0 or 4-0 lead.
That game I was fucking hated.
But at the time, we didn't really think about it. Say, okay, now see what the Phillies.
I'm like, okay, this could be a repeat last year. Calm down, Tyler. Jesus Christ.
And they did it. They replicated last year.
They repeated it. I'm like, this is why I should have. I told myself after that game, calm the fuck down.
It's going to be repeated last year. And now, yes, in terms of the championship series, we're seeing a different and which kind of ironic when you look at it. We faced one NL West team last year, which was the Padres, and now we're doing the same again with the Arizona Diamondbacks.
But here's the thing, though. We never faced the Diamondbacks in the playoffs before.
That is true. Which is kind of crazy if you think about it. That's kind of crazy.
So two crazy playoff scenarios happen in one game.
Yeah, and actually,
the first scenario was we have played the Diamondbacks for the first time in the playoffs. The second scenario was playing Evan Longoria for the first time since 2008 in the playoffs.
Yeah, it's
crazy.
That's right. In 2007, we lost to the Rockies of all teams in 2007.
We're talking about 08.
Oh yeah, 08. Yeah. But I'm talking about.
That was when Evan Longoria was with the Rays. We beat the Rats in the World Series.
Yeah. What 5 games? I think it was, or 4 games. I think it was. No.
Fucking Brad Lidge fucking slammed that door shut.
Game 5 at home. Boy, that gives you chills. It really does.
Brad Lidge freaking slammed that.
And then obviously
we won that damn championship.
Harry Callis with the call. Not gonna lie, I still miss Harry Callis to this day.
Dude, I had that shit as a ringtone back in the day.
Oh yeah, that's when you know.
I had like a knockoff BlackBerry back in like 2011.
Jeez.
And I had that shit as a ringtone.
So if we go back to 2008, what's funny when you look back to 07 playoffs, if we didn't somehow fall short of lose to the Rockies, we could have had this matchup almost 16 years prior. Yeah,
we could have had it prior, but the Rockies beat us. So it was Rockies Diamondbacks, which is crazy that we were one game. We were a series short.
The Rockies were even in the playoffs.
We were a series short in 2007. a series short.
And if I'm not mistaken, too, Jimmy Ross says, I was like, look, this is not the first time you're going to see us in the postseason. And I think I think that's what it said, or I don't know what Rollins said, but it really kicked off the chain of events that we saw in the 2008 season.
And guess what happened? And guess what happened in 2021? You're seeing us in the playoffs.
Okay, so look, when you look at the
And
bracket,
I forgot who said what to kickstart that, but there was something that had been said. But
and I'm looking at the
2022, it's like they have like this Kobe Bryant syndrome. It's like, yeah, I don't care about this meaningless stat. We were trying to win games and win series. It's like, okay.
but I'm looking at the bracket, and oh boy, it's kind of surprising. Two teams that were in the playoffs: the White Sox and the Angels. Who would have friggin' thought back in 2000?
That's when the White Sox randomly were good for like a year.
Yeah,
That was like one of their fluky seasons, 2007.
no, this was 08, actually.
Oh wait, yeah, 08 was like one of their.
And they
Well,
lost to
they
Tampa
actually
Bay.
they did actually make the playoffs in 07, I think, and then 08 they repeated in the
Actually,
playoffs.
07.
I think 07 they made it.
No, it was the Cleveland
they didn't.
Indians at the time.
Okay. Well, 08 they randomly made
The one
it.
teams that repeated in the postseason was the Angels. Boy, who would have thought? How crazy that would, if you think about that. As crazy, as bad as they are now. Look.
Here's the thing: you had like this gap from like 08 to like 2014, and then you have another gap, and it's still growing because they still completely miss the playoffs every year. But
yeah, because in the American League, you had the Angels, the Boston Red Sox, the Yankees, and the Cleveland Indians at the time.
But man, let me tell you something. When we played the damn Rays though in that World Series though,
4 games to 1. We took it in 5.
Bradledge closing the damn door.
Kinski, I remember like it's yesterday. So in terms of besides us in the National League,
the score was 4-3.
So we actually, funny enough, you actually had we faced Milwaukee in the division series, and then we took on Cubs and Dodgers moved on. And boy, I don't think that home run has landed from Matt Stairs at all since then.
No, that shit's on Mars with Harper's home run from like 2019, and the one from the playoffs this year where that hit like the third deck.
Oh yeah, well the fact when Orlando, well, it sucks to be Arcia because boy, you poked the wrong bear. I will say that.
This man fucking death stared Arcia
twice,
and one is going to be on a T-shirt. Be on the lookout for that.
Yes.
In our merch store, he fucked around and did that.
Well, as the saying goes, or as the TikTok goes,
you fuck around, you're gonna find out. and Arcia fucked around and he found out.
Ah, damn.
So. It's like that math teacher with that video, with that graph. The more you fuck around, the more you're gonna find out.
I just got so unfortunately can't upload it on a T-shirt, unfortunately. It's copyrighted.
You can't?
That sucks.
Damn. All right, never mind. We're not gonna do the T-shirt idea. Fuck it. I'm gonna have to like, yeah, we can't do the T-shirt because of copyright. Fuck.
Yeah.
Somebody put a T-shirt out for that so people can get it.
I don't know. I don't know if anybody can put it out because it's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. It's just a fucking picture. That's like already surfaced on the internet.
But it's.
No, I think I got a picture that's like edited. I don't know if that's gonna work, but I could try. It's on my Facebook. It's in my profile.
Might as well.
So you can try that. Cause I think that'd be a badass shirt with the parental advisory and all that shit that's on it.
Yeah.
You can try that. See if that gets copyrighted. But because I already promoted the shirt.
So far, we've seen when I'm looking at the division series, we've seen one sweep, and that was the Dodgers over the Cubs. Game 1, they won 7-2. Game 2 by the Dodgers, 10-3, 3-1. Game 3 by the Dodgers. But all in all, like I said, was it an easy win? Not exactly. But a win's a win, no matter how you can get it, whether it's a blowout or you had to take a couple of bears for your heart problem.
Dude, Kimbrel drove me
Holy
to do
crap. I have
this
never.
tonight. Kimbrel
Sheesh.
drove me to do this tonight.
Yeah.
Jesus
we're
Christ.
like
I
for those
was
who are watching
so
this, we're not being facetious. Kimberly, he's he's been shaky at times, but boy, when he comes in, like your heart starts to race. Like, crap.
But then he gets your heart going, but then he shuts the door and is like, all right, we can
It's like,
breathe.
Dan, can we stop? Can you stop with that?
And you stop scaring us, Kimbrel. We love you. We love that you're still good, kind of, but stop scaring us, man.
But all in
Damn.
all, on to game 2. Now, I would be shocked if we somehow lose game 2, but I don't think that's going to happen. Knowing that we got Merrill Kelly on the bump for the Diamondbacks and Aaron Nola.
We killed Merrill Kelly in the regular season.
Actually,
I think. But yeah, Merrill Kelly, I think we can handle him. We can handle Merrill Kelly.
Merrill.
I think here's the key though. If we can take down the top 2 pitchers, because remember the back half of that rotation isn't exactly good.
It's not that great, Chris. Trust me.
So
boy.
that's the key there. Take 2. Honestly, I think ideally you are right. Take the 2 games.
At least, best case scenario, take the 2 games.
Take the 2 games, and then
I think Allen is
going
good,
in,
but
because going in like that back half of that bullpen or the back half of that rotation is not good.
It is not, and their bullpen isn't that great either,
And
according to Diamondbacks fans.
Trash.
Okay, so here's the thing. So he actually took. When I'm looking at, for those who want to get tickets right now, the lowest you can get is $241. According to
Fuck that.
But yeah, when Merrill Kelly faced us back on June 14th, that was a 4-3 loss where he went 6 innings, 3 runs, 4 walks, 7 Ks, and we beat them in extra innings on a walk off.
Yeah, so we did our due diligence against him, but I think we could do a little bit better.
So
we just got to do what we do best in playoffs. Just wait for the right time to strike, and then strike.
I mean, you really should. I mean, but if you can bounce on if you can tack on what you did against someone like Gallen,
if you can ideally go guns blazing like you did tonight, and have him give up 4 or 5 runs.
You're in a good spot at going into game 3, which you got Ranger Suarez, who I have full. Let's be Ranger Suarez has been on a whole nother level.
I have the utmost confidence in Ranger. I do.
Now let's say we do drop game 3. I'm not going to be too worried about it.
Dude, we'd be up 2-1. No big deal. If we go up 2-1, fine. We can win games 4 and 5.
Because game 5 is definitely you're going back to the top of your rotation, going into game 5 if that's the case.
And then we already knew that we could take Gallen. So we can take down their last worst pitcher, and then we can go back to that top rotation in Gallen. Take him down again.
Exactly. But I mean, best case scenario, if we do somehow pull out a sweep, a 4-game sweep, would be absolutely surprised. Now, I won't be surprised about it. But like I said, I think that's where you show the inexperience. Because like I said, the last time the Rays, or not the Rays, but they have not been to the championship race since 2007. But the last time the Diamondbacks made the postseason was back in 2017. And
that didn't end well for them. And then
I think they had,
but back to
But I guess
it wouldn't be surprising, so to speak. But then again, the playoffs have been full of surprises before, because of last year.
Yeah, that's true.
We weren't expected to do shit. and we made it all the way to the World
we
Series.
defied expectations for a team that was less that
Defied
had what
expectations all the
88 wins
time.
last year,
Dude, it was crazy. It was crazy, man.
and now
It
we
was
finally
nuts.
have our first 90-win season in over a decade
And
plus.
also, every single time that play, that goddamn song at the end of games, playoffs, in my fucking head.
But oh no, like I said, right now, like I said, we're not overlooking game 2, but I think if you're the Phillies,
hell no.
you have to,
Yeah.
because right now this I'm not saying this is a crucial game 2, but if you could take game 2, you're really right now, because right now the momentum isn't right now currently in favor of Philly.
Yeah.
Because usually
So right now, ideally, they should take both games
which I do think is,
because that pendulum can swing if we lose.
I mean,
That's
shit, we saw with the Atlanta after we purposely dropped game 2. I was like, because
fans are thinking, dude. The Philly fans had me laughing the entire day to like the next day, right? Oh, this series is over. We lost the series. The pendulum swung. I'm like, oh my Jesus Christ.
Because first of all, and I was going to say this too, if the Phillies say they do split, the momentum doesn't really swing as much. You're right back to score. So
you're literally it starts. The series ideally starts over, so no one has momentum.
No, you're basically back to square one.
Now, if the Braves won the next one and went up 2-1, yeah, the pendulum.
Then that's a different conversation to be had. But knowing that what we, because, and I think Tom says, I know probably in Topper's minds that say we purposely threw game 2 of that Braves series just to get the 2 games back home, because let's be real, the Braves, boy, they don't like playing in Philly for good freaking reason.
They practically shit their pants knowing the fact they had to go to Philly. It was pretty bad.
Mostly Spencer Strider, because boy, we teed him up for 3 solo shots.
I don't want to play in Philly. No. I don't want to play in Philly. I'm like, oh my god, bro.
You're gonna have to, because your turn back in the rotation is coming up in Philadelphia, whether you like it or not. And what's also crazy about that too is, the one thing I'll give the Strider a lot of credit for. Yes, I know we moved on from the Braves, but he did all he could to really had an opportunity to have the Braves win. But it's the offense that really couldn't get going, and that's the thing. And that's the thing that I'm going to probably say that's where I think the Diamondbacks might flip the script, because I do think, let's say if we take game 3 per se, and they take game 4 within the Zach Gallen start, right? Then you go back to Nola back at home. I think game 6 is at home. I'm kind of doing the math in my head a little bit, but yeah, but because right now, if you take, let's just say we take the first 3 games, right? Yeah, and you drop game 4 at the time in Arizona with the Zach Wheeler start, which a lot of times you don't want to have lose both yours. Well, you want to at least win both your aces starts. Now, game 4 could be an interesting case. Like I said, not really overlooking, but it's going to be an interesting case when we get there. Because either we can win Wheeler or we could split in terms of the ace of starts, and you force the game 6 back in Philadelphia with Aaron Nola on the bump, and we've seen what Nola can do with that raucous. That beautiful Philly crowd we come to know and love at the postseason the last couple.
Every single time I hear that Philly crowd, it's music in my goddamn ears.
And yeah, it's kind of,
it's great. It's great.
It's one of those things. It's like it's great to finally see winning baseball in Philadelphia consistently.
And honestly, when I heard that Philly crowd last year in the playoffs, I damn near balled out. I damn near balled,
because it's like 10 years of misery is
10 years of misery led to this. Like, oh my god, bro!
I was like, finally, and yes, we did fall short of our goal, but I when you really look at this team this year, it's with that loss really set as a motivation to this team. Now, yes,
honestly, the first half, honestly, looking at this year, this team's different. This feels different to me. This doesn't feel like, oh, we'll just make it to the World Series and we'll lose in 6.
No, I think these guys, Yeah, they want the entire damn thing because remember it's
You
been
can see, you
15
can see
long
it, you can
years,
see it in their play. You can see it on their faces. You can see it in the press conferences. You can see it in the interviews.
especially
They want
Bryce,
it.
man. You know when
They want
Bryce
it
came,
bad. Him, Casty,
um,
Marsh,
Turner
Turner.
has one
Turner has one,
back in
but
2019.
I know, but the whole lineup though, they want it bad.
Oh,
You
absolutely,
know,
and
and I can
because
imagine Trey wants to.
oh yeah, absolutely.
Um,
And for a guy
but
that struggled in the first half of
a
the
guy like
playoffs,
Bryce, but dude, the big one, Bryce
Bryce
Harper.
Harper embodies of what this city does during the
He's
postseason.
like, dude.
He
He's like, dude.
has,
He's like, dude. I understand that this city has not seen a World Series since '08. I gotta bring them this title.
and it'd be nice for him because finally the biggest monkey off his back is finally getting the ring
Yeah, he
since
gets that
leaving
monkey off his back.
Washington. Because as soon as he left Washington, what do? They go win a World Series. It's like, damn.
And that's what he probably thought in 2019. Damn, I'm sitting at home because we missed the playoffs again that
And
year.
he's the kind of guy that has that motivation. It's like, he's the kind of guy I would say, is no, yeah, there's some you could
This is
probably
why
say
everybody says he embodies Philly.
he really does. How much I'm gonna say this too. If we say we do win well, Bryce needs a statue at some
Put that
point.
statue outside that damn stadium right now.
He has to.
Outside the
I'm sorry,
park.
you can't tell me otherwise that Bryce has done. And let's bro, he's 5 years in.
Right outside CBP. You put that statue there.
I mean, if you got someone like Nick Foles gets one, Bryce
Bryce
deserves
needs
one. Bryce deserves
Bryce
one as
needs one.
well.
Yep. Yep.
And it's and that's the thing too. Bryce, yeah, granted. And let's real. I'm really glad he stuck out for. And let's bro, can't believe it's been 5 years since he's been with this franchise. I can't believe it's been that long with him. When you really think about
I'm
that,
like, dude, he's already been here 5 years. What the fuck?
exactly. That's
It felt like we had just signed him like 2 years ago.
yeah,
Like,
but it really as soon as when Bryce came, like he really has. You could definitely, and yes, he got off to a bit of a slow start, which what new players usually do, but you can tell once he got going, like this team, he really is one of the guys that were impacted. It just took a bit of time. And yeah, I don't even know. Yes.
and honestly, I have to say that I'm sorry. I was one of the ones that was dogging him.
Oh,
He was overrated in 2019.
oh, Tyler, why would you do that?
I had been through 9 years of misery at that point.
True.
You got to feel what I was going through.
You know what? That is absolutely true.
I thought he would be the instant savior of that franchise. Instantly. 2019, I'm thinking, oh, we're back in the playoffs.
Nope.
I was wrong.
But you could tell, like, there's and like, yeah, look, one piece may not make a difference, but it had to take. It took us time, and and to go through a GM change. Thank God it did as quickly as it did. So, no,
God. Wait. As soon as 2020 ended, you're fired. Bring in Dombrowski. Dombrowski comes in. He keeps Girardi around because Girardi was okay. He went 81 and 81 that year. He was all right. Or 82 and 80. He was all right.
And then 2022, the first out, we went 22 and 29 our first 61 games.
Yo, Dombrowski was like, I'm done. You're fired.
And we bring it
appoints Rob Thompson.
And
the rest was goddamn history at that point.
And now it's the same shit again. But this time we have better pieces. We got Trey Turner, got guys like Brandon
Marsh. Shit again, though. But here's the difference: we had that slow start, but nobody got fired for it.
No, because Thompson has faith in this team, and once we got on that hot streak, we knew.
And he wasn't giving the team. He wasn't giving the team a cold shoulder like Girardi did.
And shout out to Nick Castellanos for calling his ass out, anyways.
He was telling the team, "All right, hang in there."
Yeah, he's just let these guys be themselves, let them have fun, and
like,
when you know you,
well, like I can see, he probably looked at his team and goes, "Look, y'all seem tight. Loosen up.
Mm-hmm.
You're okay."
And I think,
once that message got across in June,
boy, they took off. No, yes, because most of us Phillies fans know we're going to win the division because the division runs through Atlanta.
I here's the thing. I was a cocky motherfucker going in. I'm like, we're taking the Braves out. We're taking the Braves out. I was saying that the entire all season. Oh, we got Trey. We got good bullpen. We got good starting pitching. We're taking the Braves out.
And yes, I mean they did. We flat out admit, yeah, they were
I
better.
was kind of right. We took the Braves out in the playoffs. I meant the freaking division.
Nah, it's
That
like the
didn't happen.
Braves, but and see, and that's where I think that there's a different of a philosophy, and you could tell. Like I said, going back to that division series with Atlanta, you could tell there's two different philosophies that was going on. Now, yes, older Braves fans have remember Bobby Cox. His way of thinking really kind of kept that team back from winning at least a World Series. It was kept in like, and I'm sorry, I'm going to have to say Brian Sticker is kind of the same. Is following that same principle as Bobby Cox. You know, good manager, but apparently whatever that philosophy is holding that team back. Because when I look at this Braves team this year, I could have seen this team had at least 3 or 4 World Series easy. But the fact that they're still in this like philosophy is like, oh, you can be good. And one of the Braves contractors I've been watching as well, the very big key point, they took their foot off the gas at the worst possible time, and they got
Yep.
complacent. As soon as they won the division, you could tell they got very complacent, and that's where I
Mm-hmm.
feel like the difference came in. As the Phillies, yeah, we were. It's like, okay, yeah, we're not going to win the division, but we had motivation going into this year, knowing that's like, okay, we fell short of what we wanted to have to bring to the city. Now we have the opportunity to make that happen. Now, like I said, we're not saying that we're going to overlook the Diamondbacks, but I'm saying, when we look at the last span of a year or so, year and a half right now from 2022, yeah, we didn't have guys like Trey, we didn't have like Gregory Soto, guys like that, some other impactful pieces.
Yeah, we should have that bullpen. But now I have a question for you.
Shoot,
And there's and it's in play here because everybody's talking about it. Do you think that the break that the Braves had contributed to
I
that
said
series
to a
loss?
bit of it, and I'm not like I said, I'm not going to make it as it sounds like an excuse. And as much as we dog Spencer Strider for his comments, but he did say something. He made a really smart comment about saying, "Look, we're not going to, as a team, we're not making excuses about it. We didn't play our best." And what I mean by that is the fact that, like I said, go back to when they won a division on their home turf, they got complacent. Complacency doesn't get you anywhere. And you saw in the second half, they played some terrible baseball as a team down the stretch.
Yeah, it was like once they and honestly, I have to agree there with you because the complacency didn't start when the playoffs started. It started before that. It started right after they beat us to clinch that division.
And ever since then, they just like, say, we won the
They
division.
just like, oh, we don't care anymore, and just lost a lot
Yeah,
after
and the
that.
fact that you said a franchise record, a major league record of a 5-1 slugging, Ronald Acuna with a 40-70, which we never seen it in the history of baseball, and the rest of these offensive numbers go for naught because y'all, the Braves, want to be so goddamn complacent. And see, that's where I will give the respect to the Diamondbacks as well, a team that people say, oh, they're not going to be as they're in the way to kind of in the same boat. They're hungry to flip the script, so to speak. And obviously, karma. Well, karma is a cold-hearted bitch, and well, sorry, Braves fans, but y'all, like, I know I'm not gonna, like I said, Braves fans, we're not making fun of you, but we're just saying you should knew that once you got complacent of winning after that winning that division, you knew going in you're gonna be in a whole world of trouble, and we
I
saw
feel
it.
like and honestly, I feel like they have that same incentive or that same thought that their team got complacent there. I've honestly seen on like, I get like a lot of like the regional networks for different teams, random videos of it on Facebook, and I read through the comments. I got one from the Braves when they had lost that series. Every single comment was like, they'd stopped trying and they weren't
Yeah,
trying, and
exactly.
it's like
Like you got all this
they
talent on your
weren't.
roster.
They were really not trying.
It's like,
Because a
and
team
that
that tries just does not just win one game in that series.
look at
They don't.
and look at us. We bust out a 90-win season. The Diamondbacks minus, I mean, yes, collapsed the at the worst possible time, but still made the postseason, and they were hungry for it. And see, when you look at the 100-win teams, and yes, well, the other team you could probably make the argument who was
here's the thing though. People are like, oh, the playoffs need to change. They need to get rid of the bot. No.
No.
Here's the thing. These teams who win their division should not be complacent after they win their division. That's the issue.
Dodgers fans, Dodgers, we're looking at you too. You're not the only one. You're not the only team we're gonna
we're looking at you, Dodgers.
Baltimore. I'm not gonna poke fun at Baltimore.
Baltimore. We're not gonna fault you guys. But you guys fought like hell. You just weren't ready to win games in the playoffs.
The only team that actually found a way to not get complacent is Houston.
But here's the thing. Here's the fucking thing. Houston didn't get complacent until they made it to the CS.
Yeah, nah, that is true.
Now they're being.
Yeah, that's I'm thinking to myself, boy, this is the worst time you want to. First of all, you do not want to get played because we know how postseason baseball, or just postseason in general, is a whole different animal. If you're going to get complacent,
here's the thing: you got these hungry teams who didn't win a division who want to win the World Series so bad. Philly wants it. Texas wants it.
And I'm
Arizona
pretty sure
wants it.
Yeah,
Arizona wants it.
Because I mean, think about it. We have two teams that have not won a World Series in a very long time. Arizona since 2001. Boy, that's holy crap.
That's been like over 20 years.
Phillies 15 years. Texas
Phillies
won
15 years.
Had an opportunity, but you choked in the in 2011 against the Cardinals, who at the time me and Tyler still hate the St. Louis Cardinals. Still were the most hated team in baseball.
Bro, you had a 3.
Yeah, that was
away from winning the World Series, and you choked.
Yeah, that was the worst thing. But also, I think when you really look back at it, they had Nelson.
Here's the thing: I watched that World Series back in 2011. I remember being so mad at Texas for that.
They had a very great. Let's be Ron Washington never gets not a amount of love that he gets as a manager because he had a really good team with him. A prime Adrian Beltre. Let's be real, Nelson.
I was gonna say that you had goddamn Adrian Beltre on that team, and you did nothing.
Elvis Andrews at the top of his game in his prime years. You still have Mitch. Was it Mitchie Two Bags? Mitch Moreland. Oh boy, I haven't heard that name in years. Mitch Moreland.
He was there.
Behind the plate, who is the catcher? 2011. And you still had Josh Hamilton, if I remember correctly. And before that
was when he was going through his struggles, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. And it's kind of when you look back to 2011 to now, sometimes I kind of wonder like if the Universal DH was the place because boy, Nelson Cruz stunk in the outfield. Holy crap. You thought Schwarber and guys like Castellanos were bad in the outfield. Go back to 2011 with Nelson Cruz.
Honestly, I sit there and watch Nelson Cruz's like defensive highlights, and I'm like, I'm glad I have Schwarber and fucking Casty now because that shit sucked.
And honestly, I kind of think we're lucky to have the universal DH in place because let's be I hate seeing pitchers hit. Well, unless you're Madison Bumgarner.
It's like, Zach Greinke. Wow, pitcher up to bat. That's an easy out.
It really hurts the lineup, in my honest opinion. And
it does. It really does because it's an easy out.
It's like if you got like a solid 1 through 9 with that includes the DH.
The only time a pitcher would be valuable in a hitting situation if there was a guy that he's trying to bunt over and it's like
exactly.
1 out. That was the only way. But if it's like 2 outs and you put the pitcher in there, nah.
Yeah, that's a bad idea. Well, unless there's certain situations or exceptions, you have guys like Zach Greinke and Madison Bumgarner who somehow has a couple silver sluggers.
Mad Bum at the plate fucking he's like, fucking great.
I'm thinking to myself, it's like, boy, maybe he could be the DH because, and that's the thing too. And yeah, Mad Bum had, and you could tell, and yeah, it's. But I think all in all,
but dude, I don't know how the hell he can throw as much as he did and still fucking rake.
Yeah,
I don't understand how he did it.
I mean, shit. Tell that to Zach Greinke, who had let's the one thing I have always
also fucking dude. Zach Greinke also fucking ranked. Like, what the fuck?
And the one thing with Zach Greinke, I will give him. I will respect his longevity as long as he's lasted, which is kind of crazy.
Oh.
And it stinks. Now we're gonna see some of those guys like that no longer in the league no more.
And you know what pains me? And you know what pains me right now is that Zach Greinke sucks now because he's older.
But no, Zach Greinke,
He's bad now. He is bad now.
He doesn't care.
He doesn't care. You want to know why? Because he knows about it. He's aging. His
And
skill has dropped a bit. It
that's a bit.
happens.
And he's already paid out the Hall of Fame career as it is. Does he
Dude,
have a? He doesn't have
like,
a.
does he have a World Series?
I think he. Oh, I think he fat fingered it.
Wrong. Stop. Fuck.
Okay. I mean, I don't know.
If I fat finger that red button right there, I'm gonna flip. But
I don't know if he does have a World Series ring.
I don't think he does.
And it's gonna suck too. I mean, we've seen Brandon Crawford get sent off for the last and final time.
We saw Brandon Crawford go. We saw
we know with geez, I mean, who else? I mean, we saw
Pence win. Pence win.
I'm still pissed that he won a World Series after he left Philly. I'm still pissed about that.
Dude, the same fucking year we traded him, he went to the World Series. I'm like, motherfucker.
I was like, dude, like you could just like, eh.
And this was like in the beginning of our rebuild. It was like, motherfucker. But yeah,
but Zach Greinke, Miggy is actually.
Miggy's gone after this. Miggy's gone now, because the Tigers missed.
Okay, so Greinke does not have a World Series ring. I am very surprised.
Miggy should have one.
No,
I think he has one.
No,
2003, I think he has one.
Oh yeah, that's right. With that fluky. Another fluky year with the
fluky ass goddamn Marlin team.
Two that the Marlins have had in their franchise history was two fluky goddamn years. How does that happen?
97 and 03.
And the fact, if I'm not mistaken, that was Dombrowski's first year as a press executive who brought the 1997 Marlins to a World Series, like
first fucking year.
But yeah, look. What also got
But here's the thing. You know what's funny? Do you know what's funny, though? He nearly did it again with the Phillies. Second year, he almost made us win the World Series.
I mean, who's to say? But I think what also, with Miggy, what got me was, in terms of emotionally, is his parents throwing out the first pitch, like, damn.
No, you know what got me emotionally?
Shoot.
Fucking kids announcing him the bat. I was like, fuck.
I think that might have been Steven Vogt you're thinking about for the Oakland A's.
No. Miggy did it too. Miggy had his kids there, and he did it.
Damn.
Look it up, man. Look it up. It was one of his final
we've seen Miggy retire. We've seen when Albert Pujols and Yachty retire. It's like, damn.
I'm like, dude, I was like apologizing. I was like apologizing profusely after Game 2 of the wild card last year. I'm like, I'm sorry we ended your careers. I'm sorry.
I mean, look, at the end of the day, both are Hall of Famers at the end of the day. They are. And let's be real, it's going to be a long time we're going to see anybody be in the 700 home run club. That is.
For a fact, no one's touching that number for a while.
I mean, yeah,
I think the only guy, if he stays healthy, to do it would probably be Judge. Probably.
I mean, let's see, Aaron Judge.
If he stays healthy.
Career-wise, according to the Baseball Reference, he has at career 257 career home runs. Boy.
Yeah, I think by career's end he should hit maybe over 700.
Maybe. Probably. Mike Trout.
But that's if he stays on pace and if he stays healthy.
And same argument could be said with Mike Trout, because right now he's at 368 career home runs.
Yeah, I could see Trout getting it too, but he's got to get off of that goddamn Angels team. Him and Shohei. Shohei, luckily.
Well, Shohei's already won anyway, so.
Luckily.
Speaking of
yo, Trout, ask for a freaking trade, please.
He has to.
I don't care what team we go through at this point. It's got to be a contender. It's got to be, because you need to get out of that hellhole.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, overall, put up a 37.4 career WAR, 681 career hits, 171 career home runs, 274 career batting average. Overall, not too bad numbers. But
No, they're not
overall,
bad numbers at all. It's the problem is he's on such a bad team every year.
I mean,
It's like
2023 put up a 10 WAR, a baseball reference WAR, 44 homers, 304 batting average, 412 on base, 654 slugging, 1066 OPS, and
yeah,
20.
it's not. Look, he's not bad. It's the thing is the fact that he's on a shit team every damn year.
Yeah, even though, yeah, I mean, pitching what? Yeah, I mean, overall went 3-2 in his last five. Yeah, it stinks, man.
Yeah,
Because when you have two generational talents in Mike Trout and Shohei and can't do nothing with them, you got a problem. You really do.
yep. But back to the Phillies at hand. Um, what is your score prediction for tomorrow?
Well, if everything goes to plan the way that we had done, I wouldn't be surprised if Nola can pitch what he did in against the Atlanta game 3. I would not be surprised he'll give us at least a run. And if it somehow, and I have a feeling we're going to see a potential another blowout because we seen because Stott's starting to come around it, and same with Bryce with Bo, but Bo can't catch a break. But once you get those two guys going for the rest of this lineup, yeah, good luck with that. But I think overall, I'm going to probably say six, obviously 8-1 at least, because I do think we do have enough. But yeah, and I think we're not going to use that. And then plus, I think it's going to be Nola. I would say go 7 in strong innings. Then you will probably have the bullpen, probably Orion Kirkring when if it gets really out of hand. I'm pretty sure what I'll use is probably let's Nola go 7 and probably have use 2 bullpen guys. And now obviously not the high leverage guys, so you gotta keep them rested going
Yeah.
forward. But
Now, for me, I feel like it'll be a bit closer than that. I feel like Diamondbacks are scrappy. I think they are. They did get 2 runs back when it was 5. When they did get 3 runs back to make it 5-3. So they are scrappy. They're our best competition yet.
that is true.
This was the closest game that we had since what, game 3 last series?
Yeah. No,
So
game three last year we blew out the Atlanta
all
Braves.
right, game 2.
Game
I
two.
keep forgetting it's game 2. Well, game 2 last series.
And we choked.
Choked that one the hell away, but that's like the only real competition that we had prior to this game was game 2 of the Atlanta series.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
I think this might go. I think this will be another 5-3 game, maybe 6-4.
Maybe or maybe 6-2 if the average.
No. I don't think it's gonna be 6-2. It's not gonna be an ugly blowout. I don't think that's what it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be 6-4. They'll be scrappy. They're scrappier than putting up just two runs a game. I don't. Nola he'll give up the 2, and then the bullpen will give up 2.
I'm going to say if you're talking about the 2 runs, if one of them is not a home run, look, I'll take that. That's the kind of the biggest bugaboo I guess you could say with Nola. But hey, we're have to wait and see. Damn it! Now
Yeah,
I'm kind of
if it's a run home run and we're up maybe like 6 runs at that point and it's a 6-1 ball game, then whatever.
I'm fine. That's whatever. But if
Um,
Nola can like say minus, because we've seen at times where Nola's like okay, gives up a home run, it still continues to shove.
because look
And
at like today when Wheeler gave up that 2-run home run, I'm like, whatever, we're up 5-2, I don't care,
and he still shoved.
and he still went freaking crazy later
And
part of the inning, cleaned it up and struck out guys, but that's the thing though, like this D-backs team is just as scrappy as we are. So I don't think it's going to be there's not going to be a blowout game at all this series. It's going to be close.
Oh,
I'll be
yeah.
shocked if it's a blowout.
But I
I'll
think
be
at best it's
happy.
definitely going to be a scrappy, kind of like a pitcher's duel kind of thing. Because I think today, I think it just got out of hand really
I know.
quickly.
I don't think it's going to be a pitcher's duel. I think it's just going to be like, uh, we'll deal. We'll be the one dealing, and we'll be the one getting 6 runs. But I feel like I feel like Nola's going to tire a little bit by like the 6th or 7th inning, and then he's going to give up maybe 2 runs, make it 6-2,
Yep.
and then whoever's
And
out there in the bullpen, they're going to give up 2.
or
But
or at
then they'll
times,
shut the
or
door
that
again.
because we have sometimes we've seen them, after Nola, let's say Nola gives up two, we've seen at times the bullpen decides, actually sometimes straightens up and they may not score. Let's say they might have to say, let's say, like if they, let's say, get shut out the one inning and they give up, and we get say, or they get another run.
I would say maybe if the bullpen's better than Nola at that point, if it's 6-2, and they say, "Look, we're gonna
Try to
buckle
hold the
down on this," I might change the score to from 6-4 to 6-3. They might give up 1.
yeah. Either
They
way, it's
might
going to
give
be
up 1.
close,
It'll probably be 6.
regardless,
It'll be close, but it may be 6-3. I'm
or
calling it
7-4 if
6-3
that's
Phillies.
in that case.
I think it's gonna be 6-3.
Because
Realistically
it's gonna
speaking,
be
it'll be
won by
6-3.
three, at least 3 runs at least.
Yeah, it'll
We
be at least.
we're matched up. Because remember,
Yeah,
we remember the last time when we played the Padres, they were scrappy as well. It took us 5 games to freaking beat them, and
yeah, they're
it,
scrappy. They're very, very
it's
scrappy, and
like it's in the same can be said with the Diamondbacks. Now the Diamondbacks, when you really look at the roster, when we look at who has more of the advantage in terms of the player personnel, it's definitely Philly. You could see, well, yeah, in terms of if you talk about the first 3 game stars in the postseason, I would take Philly any day. And that's not saying because of bias, because when you look at the pitching staff, the first 3 games with Wheeler, Nola, Suarez, compared to Gallen, Kelly, and Brandon Pfaadt, who, let's be real, didn't really look solid. Didn't make that look impressive against the Brewers. And let's be real, and well, I don't know why the Brewers even made the playoffs, but that's besides the point because their offense stinks. I would take Philly any day of the week because I think that we have more guys that are battle tested. And I think that's where I think it's going to come.
that's exactly
As I'm
a
not saying
good
this
point.
as bias, but
That's a good point right there
because you got
because
to look at the
that's why
roster
I don't.
construction.
This is why I'm not doubting Philly right now in the series because of that point right there. They are
Because
battle
we're battle
tested.
tested.
They've
We've
been
been
there.
here.
They've been in this spot just last year. So they know what to do here. So it'll be a very scrappy game, but the
Like
cards
I
are in
said,
Philly's hand.
I mean, yeah, absolutely. Until otherwise, but I think
So
overall, I'll probably say, like I said, I think because we can't really put a definite score, but I think I would say for me, I'm going to go 7-4 because it's going to be a 3-run difference.
so you think 7-4? You think Philly's gonna get an extra run?
Knowing them, or I would be surprised it'd be 7-3. That was the case if somehow the bullpen holds them to 3. If Nola, let's say Nola gives up 2, or say 3, that's not including the homer if it's not a home run ball. But if the bullpen hunkers down, I could see 7-3. We could see a 4-run victory. But I think overall, I think it's going to be very close. But I'm going to say 7-4 is going to be my score prediction.
Honestly, I see that too. I see either 6-3 or 7-3.
Or that rare occasion where the Phillies offense will some come out with a with an ass whooping. Like,
But that's the thing, though. I don't see that happening.
like I'm with you. But if let's just say the Phillies come out with an offensive explosion like they did in Game 3 against the Braves, yeah, I think Diamondbacks are going to be in a tough position to be in. But like I said, I
Honestly,
still
if Game 2 ends up, we go up 2-0 in the next game tomorrow, and they win like 10-3 or something.
I was like,
I'm
ooh,
throwing up the freaking checkered flag or not the checkered flag,
the
the
white
fucking
flag.
waving the white flag for Arizona. Yeah, their season's over.
So, and I said to Key, and I said, man, if the Diamondbacks don't play, well, let's be real, if they're going to play some ugly baseball, let's say they play ugly baseball, who's to say? And shout out I got to feel bad for my boy TRL because he is all things Arizona, and that's
The first thing I will do if TRL is in our group chat.
probably not.
Oh no, he's not. He's not in our group chat. He's on
But
Twitter.
I'm still good buddies. I'm still good friends with him. He's a good one.
And TRL is really cool. TRL's fine.
But when
I like
anything when
TRL.
it's in any of his Arizona teams somehow fuck up, he'll let you know.
And dude, let me tell you something. Like he was a part of our defunct little group that we had. So I
but
I have nothing but love. I have nothing but love for the guy. He's
and I
cool.
and I but I think overall, like I said, I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I'd be like I said, me and Hart will be shocked if Game 2 turned out like Game 3 against the Braves. It'd be like a 10-3 victory, which which
Again, if that happens, I'm waving the white
you got
flag for Arizona.
white flag and Arizona fans. You're gonna have to grab the alcohol because that team's gonna drive you to drink. I'm sorry.
Y'all, if it ends up being like 7-0 or 8-0 in like the first inning, Arizona, get y'all a 6-pack
Well, because funny that you
or
mentioned that, because the
12
last
pack.
time we did that, we actually forced Jeremy Guthrie into retirement. Does anybody remember when the Phillies did? They
Oh
put
God.
10 runs in the first, and then we forced Jeremy Guthrie to retire after that. How does
Dude,
fucking
I remember the
birthday
next day.
things?
I remember the next day. I think you talked to. When was this?
I think his last year was this one. Let me take a look because I cannot remember the year exactly. Because I think it was his. Because it was. How do you spell Jeremy?
Because I vaguely remember that being recently.
So good. So, Jesus, 44. Good lord. So his last stint was back in 27. So yeah, his last stint was in 20. Oh boy, yeah, 2017. Oh shit.
Here's the thing with that. You know what cracks me and Rob up about that? We beat his team. We beat his ass so bad.
We
We
forced
forced
him
him
into
into
retirement.
retirement. But the kicker was we were a shit team in
Yeah.
2017. We were like what 63 and 99 that year.
Let me take.
Like, we were so bad then.
So 27. Jesus. Where's if I stop? So.
Because I remember 2016 was the year we fired Ruben.
So 2017, we went. How many games did we go?
2015 was the year we fired Ruben. Never mind.
Yeah. So 2017, we went 66 and 96.
So we were still
Yeah.
66-96. We were a shit team.
Yeah,
We couldn't buy a win for the life of us.
So we still had guys like Cameron up behind the plate. First base was Tommy Joseph, Cesar at second, Freddie at short, Michael at third, Aaron Altair, who's kind of been forgotten now and left. Nick Williams at right.
That motherfucker was killing it in the KBO. I'm pissed.
Oh yeah, and we also had guys like a young Reese Hoskins when he came up. Daniel Knopf. I forgot we had Daniel Knopf in 2017. Michael Son. Yeah, we had Michael Son. Yeah, so oh boy. In terms of the starters, we serious with Nola. Oh boy, yeah. So the same year we had Nick Pavetta, Jeremy Hellickson, Jared Eichel, Ben Lively. Eflin was okay.
The only guys that I found to be okay in that rotation, Eichhoff wasn't too bad that year, but dude, Pavetta,
yeah, and he's still
dude in Boston. He makes me want to fucking vomit, bro. He is bad.
So let's see what I think it might have been.
Eflin was a bright spot. He was the one that helped us, in that playoff run last year. So I'm happy about that. That he stayed for as long as
Washington.
he did through to that playoff run.
Which game was it? I'm trying to look at the. Ooh. see, we lost.
What team did he play for?
Jeremy Guthrie took a last stint with the Washington Nationals. I can't find the damn game. That's really going to drive me nuts because I can't. Yeah, we finished 5th. Yeah, we had Pete McCann as the manager, and we also have Ada McPhail, who was our general man. We had and this is still the Matt Klentak era, by the way, too. For those who are wondering. Yeah.
The thing is, here's the thing. 2017, yeah, it was a kind of like a adjustment period. 2018, whatever. 2019, he like half tried to do something. Getting guys like Bryce Harper, getting JT Realmuto on the team. They had the lineup, but they just didn't have the damn bullpen pitching. And we were begging them from 2019 to 2022, bullpen, and nothing. Or from 2019 to 2020, just bullpen. Get bullpen. Bullpen help. Nothing.
Yeah. Like,
But dude, you knew it was bad if we went freaking had only like 60-something wins in 2017. Like, God.
Oh yeah. So during this time when Jeremy Guthrie's time was with Washington, he went 2/3 of an inning, gave up 10 runs. By the way, all earned. And yeah, we forced him into retirement after that on his birthday, nonetheless.
Yeah, we were such a shit team. No, the kicker is, guys, that we were such a shit team then. Oh shit. That's crazy, dude.
Yeah, so he finished with an 0-1 record with a 135 ERA. Was that bad? Oh yeah. But career numbers wise, 91. Does not have he's got 91 career wins, 109 career losses with a career ERA of 4.42. Yeah.
Oh, he was bad. He was pretty bad.
He was below average, basically.
Yeah, he was pretty bad back then. But that's the thing.
Yeah, the Nationals in 27. Jeez. Yeah, that was the time actually, besides 2019, the Nationals actually finished first place in the NL East. 97-65 in 2017 for the Nationals.
That was when both us and I think the Braves sucked.
Yeah, you still had Harper, Michael A. Taylor, Jason Worth in left, Rendon at third, Trey Turner, Daniel Murphy at second, Ryan Zimmerman, and Matt Wieters behind the plate.
That's the thing, man, and it's like now even go back to today, the pendulum swung. Now we have Trey Turner,
and we have Bryce Harper,
and now we're winning, and the Nationals suck. Like the pendulum swung there, but
so Saturday. So Saturday. So as a team in 2017, yeah, I mean the Nationals did give up 17 runs as a team.
Yeah,
and that was. Oh yeah, that was a Nolas. Yeah, for those who are wondering, the final score with that game was 17-3 Philadelphia.
So we ended up with a field goal, a touchdown, and then another touchdown.
Pretty much. Yeah, that was oof.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. That was a pretty fucking. But here's the thing, though. Even though we won 17-3, that team had very little potential.
So, in terms of the box score breakdown, we had put up 12 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the sixth, 2 in the seventh, 1 in the eighth. Like, I kid you not, this is something you probably see on when you do MLB The Show on rookie mode.
Yeah, that's the numbers I used to put up because I used to play on rookie mode. Now I play on like fucking veteran.
So I think another guy that I still miss, Pat Neshek, who was a solid guy out of the bullpen.
Why don't we get rid of him?
I don't know. I never really understood that.
dude, I was like, yo, you kept
Okay,
Naris, who
yeah.
sucked. You got rid of.
Okay, so I think his last year was in 2019 with the Phillies, and I think called it a career after that.
Oh
So
yeah,
pretty
he
much he
called it a career.
finished as a Philly basically.
He called it a career in 2019.
Yeah, even though
I was about
2019
to
was
ask,
not the
whatever
best year.
happened to the guy?
I mean, now he'd be in a what 4 year? He retired at 38. He'd be geez, be 42. Well, it's what 2019. Yeah, be 43. I would say,
Yeah, he's an old man, so I could see why he retired in
but not
2019.
too bad. I mean, he's a two-time All Star, 36-25 career record, and a sub 3 ERA. Surprisingly, they
He
switched.
wasn't bad. He was not bad
He
for
was
us,
just very funky. That's the thing.
but he
And when you look
but
at the bet, but yeah,
yeah.
I'm pretty sure Nats fans for 2017. God, I wish. I mean, if I had, I would probably ask like, "Are you guys okay after that?" Because holy shit,
How we beat a good ass team with a shit freaking
roster.
team. Oh my god, bro.
Jeez.
Dude, that still blows my damn mind. I thought after that game, I'm like, oh, we're going to World Series next year. Nope.
Nope. Because
2018, we sucked.
and for those who are wondering, yeah, that would be the last start Jeremy Guthrie would ever make in the major leagues.
Yeah.
So basically, as bad as we were, they say, you know what, let's do it. Because by the way, that it was
We
his birthday
whooped
as
this
well.
dude, but long story short, we whooped this dude's ass so
On his
bad.
birthday, and forced him to retirement on his birthday.
We forced him to
Yeah,
retirement
we
on his birthday.
pretty much, in other words, we got very disrespectful. I'm
We were
sorry.
fucking
I'm sorry,
disrespectful, man.
Jeremy Guthrie. I don't hope you don't have any hard feelings, but I'm sorry for that. I really do. But yeah, but all in all, to finish up our final point, because
Now,
it's late.
before we do our final point, right? I want to talk about. I still want to talk about like how bad the team was for like 10 years.
Yeah, it's been very bad.
And then like from then to now, I just want to say this is fucking night and day.
It really is, and
Because like
I know us Philly sports fans can be very impatient at times. We know that, but in the case with the Phils, I do think we did. I mean, I know we were kind of very patient the way how we were. I think I was saying 20 what since prior 2011 after 2011.
after 2011, we kind of started going on the downturn. But I feel like the official start was after the 2012 season because we had an okay record and we missed the playoffs by a game
Yeah,
in
it was not
2012.
much, and I think
We were still competing. But
it's just we
I
just
feel
fell
like
short.
after like the midseason trade for like Hunter Pence for cash and
And
draft
whatever.
picks and prospects and stuff like that, like midway through the season, I feel like that's the official start midway through
Yeah,
that season.
because
But in a
Pence actually put
way,
up a really good season in 2012 as a Philly. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah, he was really good. He was really good. But that's the thing. Like, and then like we were still competing after that. So the rebuild started in 2013
Yeah, and
because
then
then
if I'm
we
correct,
started.
you still had
We,
Charlie
we went.
Manuel under at the helm as a manager before he was unfortunately
Dude,
canned halfway through 2015, which was kind of a bunch of bullshit. Even though they should have
no,
let
but
him finish.
dude, it was not bullshit. You want to know why? The team sucked.
Yeah,
There
but
had to
still,
have been a there had to have been a scapegoat in that. They needed a fresh start. You
and
know,
well, let's be real. Pete McCann was it Pete
Pete
McCann or Ryan Sam?
McCann,
He
dude,
stunk it.
dude, don't you mention Ryan Sandberg's name again. Holy
Of
shit.
course, we had to deal with him for a couple of years before we fired his ass.
This dude was so
Who
arrogant. Dude, this dude was so arrogant. He pissed me off.
Yeah, well, then again, like because if we talk about the managers we've had in the span of the decade of not making the postseason, we had Manuel for let's be real, let's be real, we're still going to go down with the greatest Phillies managers of all time.
Yeah, Manning was there
And
because he
yes, I
got
mean
us to a
he
World Series
ran out of
win in
gas.
08.
Yeah, I think he kind of started. You could tell he was starting to lose it a little bit as a manager, and it kind of stunk that he got fired midway through the season.
Yeah,
And yeah, I
it
mean,
was kind of a stinker. It was kind of a stinker because we liked him so much, but it was time. But
yeah,
then we went from We went from Manuel to Samber.
And oh boy, that
Oh
was
God. Oh God, that was the worst time.
me and Sarah can attest. We did not watch any games for not myself included. I'd never watched any single Phillies game until
Dude, I watched games. Dude, I watched games, and I'm telling you something right now. Like this season made me want to rip my hair out.
yeah, oh yeah, it's been
And then
terrible.
from like, I didn't watch Phillies games from like 2015 or 2016 to like 2019
We went through, let's see,
or
Manuel
2016 to
Sandberg.
2018. Like we
Went
were
through.
shit.
So so let's do the math. So for those who are wondering, if you want to do the math here, we went through 4 manager changes, 2 GM changes. I guess you could, or is it one?
We went from 4 manager changes. We
4 manager
had
changes. We know that
we
because
had
obviously
we had Charlie, dude. We had Charlie. We had Ryan. We had
Pete
Pete,
McCannon, and then
and then we went
actually, I'm
to
sorry, 5 manager changes.
5 because we had
I forgot
Girardi
about
after
yeah,
that, and then
Girardi
we
got the
go
boot
from
or
then we go from
halfway.
Girard. No, hold on, we go from Girardi to Thompson, who's been awesome for us.
It
But
kind of feels like he's like the second coming of Charlie
he's our
Manuel in a
Charlie
sense.
Manuel. He's the current Charlie Manuel. I know. He's our guy.
And I think in terms of the front office, we went through
We went through.
Ruben.
Ruben stayed for too fucking long.
Yeah, he stayed for because boy,
We went through 3 GMs in this. We went, dude. We went from and honestly, technically, Dombrowski isn't a GM. It's Sam Fold.
or even though Dombrowski's is pretty much
Dombrowski's making moves. Dombrowski's making the moves, but Sam Fold is the
it's just a
GM
placeholder.
technically. He's placeholder. So we'll say Dombrowski's the GM. But
So we went through Ruben, McPhail,
Ruben, dude, we went from Ruben from like 2011 to like fucking, or no, from
2015,
09, from like 09 to like 2015.
and then we bring in Matt Klentak, and boy, that was a fucking
Oh,
downgrade.
dude, it wasn't a downgrade. It was kind of an upgrade because he tried a little bit because he got
Yeah,
Harper, Muto, and he
and
bolstered up a
well,
bit. But the problem is, he just didn't finish the fucking job.
and then here comes Dombrowski, and
Browski comes
he's
in.
been
Yeah, the first year he didn't do anything, but we understand why. It was
it
just
was
an
an evaluation.
evaluation period. It was an evaluation. We understand. And then 2022, he bolstered the bullpen.
Yeah, because remember the last couple of years that was been our biggest Achilles heel was the
And
bullpen.
even and after that mid-season trade, Marsh came in.
Yeah,
That was a huge ass move.
he made
That
a trade
man,
that actually worked out for both sides.
That man was batting like what, 210
I think
before he came in?
like 230, like
Two
just almost in
something.
the 220 range. Since
Yeah, he
coming
was
to
like low two. He was like low 200. He wasn't a good hitter, but when he came here,
he
boy,
just
was he
thrived.
lights the fuck out, dude.
And yeah, I know. Granted, yes, we had to give up Logan O'Hoppe, but Angels needed a catcher anyway. So, and and with
Logan
O'Hoppe, yeah,
O'Hoppe was not good. He was not good. Holy shit!
well,
But somehow he was decent for freaking Angels.
well, because like I said, the Angels catcher's problem it was not that great. So they kind of upgraded with O'Hoppe. Actually, had a really
Yeah.
solid, decent season with them, and unfortunately, he got hurt. But that's besides the point. But Marsh has been nothing but short of.
Marsh has been phenomenal.
It's been fantastic.
Nothing short of that.
I mean, dude's
He's
stepped up.
also a fun guy too.
I mean, we also got Garrett Stubbs, who's your chief vibes officer, basically.
Garrett Stubbs' vibes are immaculate.
Oh, 100%.
You can't tell me any different. His vibes are on par. Like he's on top, man.
Oh,
His
100%.
damn vibes.
Oh yeah,
No, his
it's just
vibe,
like
dude.
this team just seems like.
Dude, I look at like every time they win a series, I'm like, dude, I'd party with Stubbs.
Oh yeah, the dude freaking busts out baby powder blue coveralls for crying out loud with like 6 beers in the pocket. Like, come on now.
Dude's like pulling out a beer. He's like, yeah.
And we've seen guys where we've seen guys take a step forward in their careers. I mean, look at Alec Bohm, for example. Not really was people, and I've heard from people say, he's not afraid.
People dogged him for the defense. People dogged him,
Well, it
but
also stemmed from him getting better defensively from that 3-hour game, but also he has took let's be real, a big step forward offensively. What put up a first 20 homer season, almost drove in 100
yeah,
runs. I mean, the dude
yeah,
did it all.
yeah.
Bryson Stott, for a guy that we can admit we harped on him. We told this kid that kid stinks because now we realize that Joe Girardi was not playing him every day. Now we're seeing what Thompson's doing with this kid, and dude could be going to be a soon to be Gold Glover for crying out
Dude's
loud.
great. Dude has heart, and honestly, we go from trashing the kid to freaking
Well, that's
praising
also
the
said
hell
the
out
fact
of
that
him.
he has also been training under Harper as well, who's also a Vegas kid as well. So that you got that connection right there. Oh yeah,
And
which is also fun.
he goes from hating the place to loving the place. So
And that's great. But and that's the thing too. We've seen guys, and like I said, yeah, I know we went through 5 different manager changes, couple different GMs, in the span of what we made the
10
postseason.
fucking years.
Yeah, and
We're
yeah, it
really,
took
we're
time.
really.
And yes, we know that Matt Klentak wasn't the best, but he did what he could. But I think he just got lazy, toward his end, if that was the case.
Yeah, he got lazy because I fixed it. I fixed the team because
So I
we
fixed the
have
bullpen.
the.
First of all, where's the fix? That's the question.
Oh, I fixed it with a guy who freaking pitches
Actually,
with a 5.06 ERA. Yeah, you fixed it, all
yeah,
right.
that was the one we actually made. If I remember correctly, that was the Nick Pivetta trade that sent Nick Pivetta to Boston in exchange for Heath Hembry and
Don't you dare! Not
whatever the
Workman. Not fucking
other dude's
Workman.
name is.
Fucking Workman.
Brandon Workman. That's who it was.
Here's
Oh
the thing.
boy.
I praised the shit out of that trade because they had like 2-point ERAs
As soon as they come
going
to
in.
Philly, they stink it out.
Soon they come to Philly and they have like a fucking 5. I'm like,
I
oh my
say, how
god.
does this even happen? You go for a
I
team
don't
that you
even.
pitch.
But here's the thing, though. But here's the fucking thing, though. I didn't blame freaking Clintack for that. I'm like, you didn't even know they were going to be this bad. I didn't even know
No.
they were going to be this bad.
Oh shit. But I think
So we traded them out for whoever, and then
that would have been. What was that? Would have been.
I forgot the trade. But holy shit, was that terrible? Like we shipped them the season later, or in the off season, we shipped them out because they were so bad. But dude, long story short, you don't have to look up the trade, Rob. Yeah.
Ugh.
You don't have to look at it because whatever. It's whatever at this point. But my God, man.
Oh, it was in 2020. It was during the pandemic era. That's where we got them. Oh hell,
Yeah.
Jesus.
2020.
Oh, thank God.
That was towards the end of
So
the
basically, so the trade was.
that was towards the end of Clintack's reign. Was that?
Oh.
But my God,
Oh
we
yeah,
were like,
at that time we had an ERA that was a team ERA in terms of pitching or bullpen ERA at just over 8. Do you
it
think?
was
Look at the night and
shit.
day that this
It was
bullpen.
shit. And we only won like 25 games that year because
Yeah.
it was a shortened season.
So
So it was
basically, we
like we
gave
were
up
like
Nick Pivetta.
25-32 that year.
So basically, we sent Nick Pivetta, Carlos Siebold in exchange for Brandon Workman, Heath Embry, and $815,000. So yeah, so Connor.
The only thing that really worked for that trade was the $850,000.
Yeah, pretty much.
That was the only thing that worked.
And it really does show.
Because I bet you some of that $850,000 was like put into that $330 million contract with Harper. So thank you for that. But the bullpen pieces, they sucked.
Oof.
But after that, Clintack gets fired. Bring in Dombrowski in 2021. I was super excited for that. That's when I really found out this could be the end.
Oh yeah, which
Because
is funny.
we all knew going in, his track record was good. World Series with the Marlins twice. He nearly made the Detroit Tigers really good in 2018.
Yeah.
He brought the Red Sox a championship. So,
And what's funny about that is currently with Brandon Workman, he's actually a real estate agent as restraint or as he's been working because he retired in 2022. But he had a second stint with the Red Sox. But he was
I bet he
DFA for
sucked
Kyle
again.
for Kyle Schwarber.
I bet he sucked again.
But overall, the second stint, he had 19 relief appearances to a 1-0 record with a 4.95 ERA, striking out 14 batters in 20 innings of work.
Oh yeah, he sucked there too. So it
Yeah,
wasn't the fact that he hated Philly. It wasn't that fact. He
stunk.
just fucking fell off a cliff. It's like that.
And what's crazy, the fact that he got DFA'd as he went back to Boston at the second time for Kyle freaking Schwarber.
Well, good.
And Schwarber,
he did great for them because he helped them tremendously. Then he came to Philly, and then
let's see, what did he went? Okay, Boston 2021. He put up surprisingly through the regular season in 40 games with Boston, hit 290. This is surprising. Hit slashing with a 291 batting average, 41 games, 7 homers, 18 RBIs. I was like, are you sure that's the right Schwarber that we know? Because the dude freaking, oh boy, the dude could not hit. He hit under the Mendoza.
What was his batting average in goddamn
during this time with the Boston Red Sox, especially in the 41 games he's played with them? He had a 291 batting average with 7 home runs.
Wait. Schwarber, what the fuck? You come to Philly and you suck with the batting average?
It's going to get even crazier because right now he stinks hitting in the postseason. In the 11 postseasons he's played with Boston, he went 9 for 44, which is good for a 205 batting average.
Enough with the goddamn 3 true outcomes bullshit and hit.
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
But hey.
But here's the thing though, he actually is hitting in the playoffs. So that's whatever. But to go back to the Phillies then, like that dark period sucked. But to sum it up, it makes right now.
Schwarber, he's owned Darvish twice.
Yeah,
once in the postseason.
But we're going back to current day, right?
Right.
But in long story short, though, we're summing it up. But honestly, I wouldn't take it any other goddamn way because we wouldn't have this moment right fucking now.
No, it really doesn't. And the fact that, we have a guy that's Thompson has a different way of thinking, but he's actually more, but somehow it really works with this team. And it's so unorthodox.
Here's how I look at it. I talked about this on a stream, if I remember correctly. I think it was on a stream or if it was personally, but I can tell his coaching style.
Because it seems like
half analytical, half old school.
It's got the old school, because he's got like the half of Charlie Manuel with the way how his old school way of thinking is. But the analytical side.
The old school part is getting the players, to buy into his philosophy. And also
just play fundamentally sound baseball, like old school.
And playing fundamentally sound baseball, but the analytical part is like knowing when to take pitchers out, putting pitchers in, knowing the matchups.
And that's where I think too, where Thompson, and we've seen that he's not analytically heavy. This team is not analytically heavy that way.
Look, dude, it's not like when freaking Gabe Kapler was there.
Oh yeah, when Nola had a no-hitter, I think 60-something pitches, and he decides to yank him. It's like, what the fuck? Oh boy!
Oh, because he had too many pitches in the pitch count and the analytics show.
Do you remember? I remember a lot of Philly sports content creators, and this was what 2021.
No, yeah, 2020. This was not 2021 because he got fired in 2019.
This was before we became YouTube content creators. I'm a freaking idiot. Boy, but Philly sports, social media, and news were not happy. And I remember that clearly.
Dude, I was cracking up in the comments. Yo, go back to modeling, you asshole.
Oh, yeah. And, well, speaking of Kapler, even the Giants were done put up with the bullshit.
They're like, yeah, you're back to where you were in Philly. Now you're gone.
We told you so. Because we thought that 107 win season, was it 107 wins or 100 plus win season?
Here's the thing, though.
He
inherited that bitch. Nah.
Yep.
He inherited that team. That was inherited.
But like you said, really look at this team night and day from 2015 up till present day. Yeah, look, I know from 2015, I see up till 2021, early 2021 is probably a little bit frustrating. I was like, yes, but in the end, the changes really did pay off a little bit. Yes, a World Series berth in 2020.
If that era didn't happen, we wouldn't have had a Reese Hoskins.
No, we really didn't. Or
We
never
wouldn't have
would have
had a
picked.
Harper. We wouldn't have had a Cesar Hernandez. We wouldn't have had
We had none of these
Alec
guys.
Bohm. We wouldn't have Alec Bohm. We wouldn't have Stott.
No, absolutely
We wouldn't
not.
have none of them. We would have not had any of them.
It's
And I'm happy that we do. And I'm happy that they panned out. And I'm happy we're in the playoffs again.
and yes,
And
we do have the. And for those who are wondering, yeah, we had some sort of reputation where some athletes just somehow do not pan out if they get drafted to Philly, whether it's for the Sixers, the Flyers, and Phillies in particular, for whatever reason. Some of the players
it
didn't
was
really.
always the Phillies. It was always the Phillies. Sixers, for a little bit there, it was like they had a reputation from people not panning out. Like MCW didn't pan out.
Oh, jeez.
He only panned out for like a season, and then
One
he
season was a
gone.
rookie. It was rookie of the year and just dipped.
One fucking season wonder, and then he freaking dipped. He got traded after that.
And it's kind of irrelevant ever since.
Yep. I don't even know where he is now. but
yeah.
But the Eagles, they had their issues probably around 2018 to about 2020.
Yeah,
2021. When they did not know how to fucking draft shit. And then the Flyers, yeah, they're the Flyers. Whatever.
Well, they're the Flyers at the Flyers. But yeah, it's always somehow it's the Phillies because I'm trying to think of names. It's kind of hard to name names, but we miss out. And when you look at this different draft classes with the Phillies we're in, we miss out on many guys. We missed out a guy like, a guy named Mike Trout in 2011, 2012, somewhere around there.
2012.
We missed out on some of these other guys. We missed out. It's like, son of a bitch. We could have.
We could have had a guy like Altuve. We could have had a guy like Bergman. We could have had a guy like. We could have had the entire goddamn Astros lineup, pretty much.
But unfortunately, I mean, nowadays we gotten better with
the Cards didn't pan out the way they were, but without the way that things went, we wouldn't have like this mix of like veteran players and rookies.
Yeah, and absolutely, and we have a coach that is willing to play. It's really helped with the young guys. And Thompson, who is the one thing I've always said with him is the fact that he's let some of these younger kids play. Case in point with Bryson Stott. Even though, yes, Bryson Stott at the time was playing out of position because he had Segura at second base. And let's was, do I love Segura? Absolutely. It's just it sucked. Even though he was, because I had a feeling we're going to get traded. Because when Turner was knowing that he was going to be a free agent, he was the one guy that I think we were heavily pursuing. So.
No, I didn't mind. The thing is, it stung when we got rid of Segura. It stung.
Well, we knew,
I liked the guy.
But Segura was up there in age, so he's been around the block more than
he was getting up there in age.
So it made perfect sense.
He'd been in the league for a long goddamn time at that point. And Turner, he only been there for a handful of years.
I mean, he's going to be 30 very soon. So
he'll be 30. Yeah, he'll be 30. But but still, like.
And if you think about the last couple
of years, like his skill level 2 was a bit better.
It really is, and you see him play so much better at second base because, and you could tell that Stott was out of position because he's not built like a shortstop. Like his arm is not really that tempered as a shortstop.
Oh hell no!
Because the way I look at it is what Utley was when he first came up. And yes, we're dating ourselves back here because me and Tara are old enough to remember that when Utley came up, Howard came up, same with Rollins. Most of that World Series score that we know, which sucks now. We're all old, they're all retired, which is crazy.
I looked at freaking Rollins on a post-game show. This dude has a gray beard now. I'm like, fuck, I'm old.
Like, damn. But he still looks good though. But the one thing that I will say with the Phillies, though, we have gotten better in terms of drafting, in terms of what we're looking for. I mean, some of the high school prospects I was kind of sketchy about, but seeing how they really panned out in the minors has It's got me really
But here's the
excited.
thing, though. Wasn't Bryson Stott a goddamn high school prospect?
He was
Let
a
me
college
draft him.
guy. He came out of UNLV.
Oh yeah, he did.
Same
That's
with,
right.
but Mick Abel is just disgusting. Same with
McAble,
Andrew
my
Painter.
God. Oh
Unfortunately,
yeah, Andrew Painter is the one that I think it was out of high school.
him and
Remember.
Mick Abel were both out of high school, and boy, they put up some fantastic seasons
I
in minor
can't
league.
wait for freaking Andrew Painter to come back.
Yeah, it's just unfortunately we're gonna have to wait till I think 2025 because he had to go under the I think Tommy John. I think he's gonna miss out of the rest of 2024 because remember he had
Wait, he
had a
had
season.
Tommy John, but he's gonna miss an entire next year, even though he got hurt.
Yeah, because right now I'd be surprised he'll come back in
Oh wait,
2020.
yeah, because he got hurt literally his first start here this
Yeah,
year.
and spring training.
Fuck yeah, that's right. I thought it was like last year. I'm like, wait, he didn't have surgery yet? What the fuck?
But yeah, and they held him off for a while from getting surgery, and boy, that was a stupid mistake they ever did, but got it done enough. But Mick Abel has been solid. I look at the prospects. Yes, I know our first isn't the greatest, but there's some guys down there that are making a really solid first impression. Aiden Miller, I know in the lower leagues, that kid's going to be something special when he comes up in the future. Mick Abel,
Do you know what I think? Do you know what I think we should do? For the
shoot.
love of God, trade Kingery, please.
Yeah, he's just a waste of space. Why do we still even have
It's a
him?
waste. It's a waste of a roster spot for a prospect.
Like that's like God, that's
Like,
because like you know what's bad that Scott Kingery is just one of those guys. They've been honestly, he's obviously just turned out to be a bust. Quite honest,
he is a bust. He's flat out
and
a bust. He had a good rookie season, and that was it.
he had a Michael Carter Williams type of season,
Yeah,
and that's not saying
he had
much
one
either.
good season, and then that was it.
So, and it stinks, man, because I had high hopes for Kingery, and
I did too. And then the next year he sucked, and then he got
boy,
bounced.
I think another guy that I think we were too harsh on, Mickey Moniak.
Bro.
Boy, we were not patient with, and see that's where I think we're the problem.
I was saying that after we traded him, I'm like, and he found success in, I think L.A. I'm like,
So
yeah, we traded him, and we were impatient.
So pretty much. So yeah. So right now right now he won't be a free agent until 2027. But however, he does have 3 club options. This year at 13 mil, next year for 14, next year with 15. What I think the Phillies are probably going to decline. I forget.
They'll decline that option. They'll decline the option. But anyway,
it's just like all in all, as what we're saying is at times we have a hard time not being patient with these guys that we have, or turned out to be quite first bust.
Yeah, we have a hard time to be patient. But this is my final thought because I'm about to,
Yeah, it's after 2 a.m.
It's after 2 a.m. My final thought is it's amazing how much we had to endure to make 2 straight postseasons.
Boy, and yeah, boy,
it's awesome. It's very cool seeing the success again because it's like I never thought like in that 10 years I'm like we're never gonna find the success. Like it seems like we just keep going around in circles. We're not finding a lane to go through, and we're finding that lane.
Yeah, absolutely. Because and it took, like I said, yes, I know it took a lot of manager changes, but and look, Girardi, yes, I mean he did had one good year. It's just his style just never like fit with this team's identity is kind of what Thompson has now put together, and with the club, and also there was no culture in to begin with. And Dante, I think our shout out our boy Dante, he said it best. If you can't have a good culture and a good locker room, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to see no success. And shout out to Nick Castellanos, who we had a hard time with because that's real. Even though I'm kind of
did you know you have every single game, not even just in like when we clinch the playoffs, we see alcohol in the damn locker room all season.
Yeah,
because you have freaking Thompson cheersing them every single game that they win. It's like, dude, that the vibe is just great. And
it is, and
it's just great to see that. And I'm happy
and,
that we found that success again that we had in from
and
2007 to 2011. Like
it
we
really
found
is,
that success.
and for a team that's won the World Series in 2008, and not like Tyler said, all in all, the vibe is there, the culture is great. We got the guys, they're playing some of the best ball. Yeah, I mean, minus Bryce, Stott, and Bone, but they're going to come around eventually. Kind of like what's like Schwarber did today or tonight here in Game 1. But all in all, I'm really happy that this team we finally got see winning again. Well, minus if you're it's been a while since besides the Eagles, besides the fact, but that's a whole different conversation.
I
But
don't
in
even
terms
want to think about that team right now.
But in terms of the winning it for Phillies baseball, it is great to see that again after
Yeah.
long ass time. Because trust me, it got to the point where it almost drove me entire to drink because of insanity. Because we were going insane. Well, not me entire, but most of of Phillies fans.
Oh my god! It was like, when is this rebuild gonna fucking end?
Because it's like a
I
rebuild on
feel
top of.
like by the years 2016 to 2018, I'm like impatient. I'm like, end this shit now.
And it took early 2021 to see the building blocks. I would say to become what this team can be. But I will say this too. Final thought. Look, as much as we hated Matt Clancy, the one thing like I said, we had to give him credit for was bringing in Harper, which that was impressive to do. But then again, even like I know Harper, boy, just someone build Harper a goddamn statue already, because holy crap, dude, he's become it's at this point already. He's like, and yeah. But I was going to say, I think he's up there in terms of Nick Foles as the Philadelphia folk hero in terms of Philly sports. I mean, who else can you rely on? Well, unless you piss him off, but that's besides the point. RCO, we're looking at you, but that's what
You piss him off, he's gonna hit a bomb and then just freaking death stare you the entire way around the bases.
it's I mean, and
But
Nick. I can't. I can't be more proud of him of the kind of a bounce back year he had in his second year with this team.
I said it with
Because
him, man. I feel like dude, like he was just trying too hard, trying to impress.
and
He
what's
didn't
funny,
do that.
and
He did
speaking
not
of
need to do
which, if you looked at last year, man, why can't we just brought the stadium ovation idea last year? Never really would have thought of that. That would sound like stupid at the time. But apparently,
do you know who initially thought of that, right?
it's the Philly captain.
Yep. If he would
And
have thought of it sooner, it would have been okay, but you know.
but and Nick took that failure personally. He worked hard
Yeah.
with it and almost put almost some more better numbers than he did in during his time with Cincinnati. Put up a career high RBIs, almost had a 30 homer season. And Trey Turner, for the guy who was very disappointing in the first half, August 4th, standing ovation. Dude's been selling ever since.
Yeah.
But that being said, guys, I know we kind of dragged this out for the last couple of hours, but it's been fun talking Phillies baseball. And, like I said, we talked to, like I said, go Phils, take care of business tomorrow. And that being said, it's been
The hunt
fun.
for the World Series is on, Rob. The hunt for the World
Yes,
Series
sir.
is on.
And with that being said, have a good night, guys.
Peace.